That we're going to be seeing this go live into the knife round right now, Coast versus Enemy, and we will be seeing who gets to get that coveted CT side to start off this matchup. So it's going to be a very, very interesting match. We've seen these teams play in previous weeks, and Team Coast, they've kind of surprised from time to time. You know, they looked extremely good the 1 week that we saw them as Enemy wins the knife round. The 1 week that we saw them on on Inferno, I believe it was, they looked extremely dominant on that map. But then also Enemy, their CT sides that we saw last week were damn near impenetrable. They looked phenomenal on CT side at halves, and they get their pick here to start CT side again.
Yeah, I think it was Follow Esports they played on Train. They beat them 16-5, and yeah, their CT app was like 14-1. I mean, they were not to be stopped whatsoever. And the other thing you gotta think about is Kusta on this Enemy squad is, you know, I talk about it pretty much every time we see these guys play, but he's just one of those oppers who seems to have it at times. He doesn't put it together consistently, but when he's on, like, you got to watch out. And this is a map that, you know, those oppers can have a massive impact. So look for him. And look for this aggressive pistol round. 3 members pushing up in her. There's the first shot from Uber. One tap directly to the head of Tivu. And a little bit of a gunfight. The Enemy cannot fall away quick enough. FGB and Lems actually pick up 2. So now the B bomb site is open and they're committed.
Yeah, but look at this rotation coming in from the enemy's side. They've already got 2 players pushing their way out through the Z connector in towards that B bomb site, and they are going to get the plant now. Relic's extremely low. He's had to fall back. Bakusta spamming down through the sidewalk. He's going to find a nice headshot onto FGB. He's going to get another nice headshot onto Drake. It's going to come down to a 2 versus 2. Mainline does fall. Lim's going to get that kill, and now the big flank from Drawsoul comes into factor. Kusta working this smoke right now. He's got to hurry because he does have a kit, but he doesn't have a lot of health to work with.
No, he's got virtually none here. So he's going to just using that decoy to try and hold him back, and he might just have to stick this, but that footstep makes the noise. Oh, nice one tap. Oh, he gets it.
Oh, my God.
Kusta, he goes huge.
Does he have time?
This is going to be really close, and he does have time, so he's going to grab it.
Oh, my God.
What a magical win.
I can't believe that just happened. Kusta, the impossible is what I almost said there. I'm speechless. That's absolutely ridiculous. What a round from Kusta, and he just clutches it for Enemy GG. Absolutely nuts. And if that's any kind of implication on how this match is going to start, if Kusta is hitting shots in the pistol round, what's it going to be like when he gets that up in his hands? Is he just going to have a monstrous matchup like we've seen him have in the past? That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a really good start. And sometimes, yeah, like you said, if you have a really good start to a match, like, you can just pick it off and build off the momentum. And though there was a plant for Team Coast, and now Mainline's going to get into a little bit of fight. They didn't buy armor up here, so they're going to go for a next round buy with AKs. And look at Mainline just spraying him down as that smoke plumes. The grenade kill comes in. He eventually gets taken out, but 1 on 5. Actually, the bomb is in the bomb site. He might be able to get this plant off, and I think he is. He does, so he gets it off, and actually that's a huge mistake from Enemy.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive for them, especially if they want to get this 3rd round buy. They were already looking to go for the buy, but now they're just going to have so much more money to work with this round. You can see once that money updates on the scoreboard that they're going to have well over $5,000 on every single player.
Yeah, that's actually massive. So they basically have a full buy here. Relics is still going to be on the shotgun. Uber and Anomaly are still on the FAMASs. They do upgrade to 2 M4s, but still, this is a round where Team Coast has the advantage in terms of utility and just flat out arsenal. So this is a really big advantage for them, despite Enemy being up 2-0.
So now we have our first gun round here. Relic's looking to get aggressive again onto that ladder room, and he might get himself a frag or 2 in this position with him playing so aggressively with that short range on that shotgun. So we'll see if they do decide to make their way down through the ladder room and try to find any kind of a way into that outside train yard. But that bomb is grouped up here and towards the box hallway. And we'll see where Coast decides to go. It looks like they're at least going to be putting a little bit of pressure on the inside, but look at this angle with the one-way smoke, and there it is. Anomaly beautifully positioned behind that smoke, takes down Drawsoul, and that's a big opening kill now for the CT side of Enemy.
Yeah, that's actually huge. Really, really nice play from Anomaly, especially because Relics is aggressive over towards the ladder room, so he stays close range with this shotgun. There's a lot of damage that he can do if Team Coast decides to rotate back, but it actually looks like they're going to stay committed. And Anomaly's still peeking. He's getting a lot of information, so you can see the rotation coming in. Kusta's already back in there.
And it's not even that he's gathering information. He's also doing damage. He laid a dank down onto Limbs, who's at 16 HP. So, pretty tough spot for Coast to be in right here, trying to make their way in. You can see Drake in by himself, going to get picked off. Anomaly finds one. Great flashbang from his teammate, going to blind another, and he gets the triple. And that's going to leave Uber back here to try to clean up these last 2, which he does effortlessly. And that's going to be a 3-0 scoreline now for Enemy, and they've got AKs galore.
Yeah, now that, I mean, this is such a strong start for Enemy. Only losing one player there, that bye does absolutely nothing for Team Coast. They just got absolutely murdered that round by Anomaly, so they only get one kill, and that bye just, it doesn't do enough damage. You know, even without winning the round, if you only get one kill, you're not doing anything to reduce the economy, so Enemy firmly in control, and we talked about how strong their CT sides can be. You can't let them get out to this kind of a hot start.
Hot start indeed. It's just going to be a push out to the outside train yard. Very aggressive here, and you can see Mainline already spraying down, but he's going to lose his life. But now it's going to be Uber. 1, 2, and 3, spraying him down just like he did on Inferno last week. He's picking up a quick triple on the outside train yard. He's got a chance for the quad. TV's going to be around the corner, and he sprays and prays, and he's able to execute. Kusta does manage to pick off FGB, so 4-0 for Enemy.
And actually, there's the opportunity, and yep, Kusta does pick up the AWP, so it is going to go into another buy round for Team Coast, and they do have one of their own. That's going to be on Lems. He has an AWP. He's a new member. Coast actually had three team members on their squad leave the roster today, so they're playing with a little bit of shuffled players in here, so probably feeling a little bit uncoordinated. Lems is a name that I've never heard before, so we're going to see what he has. Comes into this T choke point with the AWP. Not able to find anything, but Drossel, on the other hand, gets Uber. That's over towards the ladder room. Enemy still trying to be aggressive there. Relics is there to back it up, but look at the stack. Once again, on the inner bomb site close to this lower ramp.
And I love this play right now. They throw the pop flash. They don't go for the peek. And Kusta, he's going to get that opening shot if they peek low. Anomaly's there to help out if they peek high. So this is a great double stack here from the CT side, and Drossel's going to walk right into it. Hits the shoulder peek, but they're not ready for Anomaly. That spam coming from that AWP, Nate around the corner, and Anomaly, they're going to smoke it up, and he's going to get aggressive now right behind this smoke, and there it is. The peek comes out, but Drossel, he gets the better of him in the long run. Anomaly down. Relics on the flank, though, is going to be able to find one out ladder room. Now he's got to be careful because Limbs is right behind him in T-Con, and they get the pick anyway. And look at this kind of pincer move on the outside train yard coming down from ladder as they harass that inside bomb site and force those rotations. So maybe smelling a little bit that Enemy, they kind of over-rotate a little bit early in this on this map, but still Kusta alive, looking for that op frag on the Limbs in the backside of the train yard. Limbs going to find another one, though. That's main line down. Kusta, though, does return the favor. He's got Drake on the bomb train, spots him out there at the last second, and now it looks like he wants to try to hang on to his AWP, and this is going to be a little bit more difficult for him because you can see Drossel's already on the hunt coming out through Z connector, and he's just posted up waiting for him to peek around. There it is, and he takes him down. So the triple on the round for Drossel, and he really opened things up for Coast.
Yeah, he gets that first initial kill, and that's kind of where everything just snowballed from there. You could see Anomaly trying to get aggressive enough to let his teammate rotate back towards the outer bomb site to give him a little bit more defense there. He gets picked off. So once that first kill goes out for Team Coast, they just find a bunch of 1v1s across the map, so really well played by them, getting aggressive when they know that the defense is weaker. And a pretty good round from Lems as well. First showing with that AWP, grabs 2 kills from far back in the outside train yard, but now they've got to stabilize. Now they have to win this one. They'll break the money of Enemy if they can do it, and that'll give them some breathing room.
Drake, he's going to get pushed on here. Uber and Relics again. Look at this aggression coming out from the CT side, and Relics is going to capitalize. They don't even know that Uber's that close.
Well, Drossel just got walled by the AWP of Kusta right at the top of the ladder. He's down to 23 HP, so this is amazing early damage. Obviously, the kills are great, but just icing on the cake is Drossel bound so low.
I didn't even see that because I was watching Relics push aggressive there in middle on top of the blue train. So, again, like you said, great damage going out. They're still spamming the wall. Tivu might run into something over here. A little bit of trouble here for the Coast side. And like you said, if they lose this round, it's going to be absolutely detrimental to their T-side. Enemy GG could reset that money once again and look to go up to maybe a 6-1 scoreline before all said and done. And we're not even halfway through the half yet.
Yeah, that first kill onto Drake just slowed Team Coast down. Look how passively they're playing. 45 seconds left, and none of these remaining members have appeared anywhere in the map. All that's left for them to do is really hit this inside bomb site. The only control they have is those box halls, but Kusta's far back with an AWP. He's got a good angle, and there's one play. Oh, he looks away at the wrong moment. Lems is peeking out right now, and he could have had an opportunity, but here comes the execution.
Good use of the Molotov. Anomaly's going to be able to pick off one. Limbs actually lays down a wallbang onto Kusta, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get the re-peek, and he hits the shoulder of Limbs, and now the last 2 players are going to push their way down through the inner lower ramp, and that's going to be Uber and Anomaly to clean it up. A 5-man stand for Enemy. And talking about that money situation, that does nothing but help for the enemy side.
Yeah, that was the round that they could have been broken on, and just that all that early damage just slows down Team Coast so much. So This is a team that, like I just mentioned, a lot of big roster changes, new players coming into play tonight. So those early rounds are going to have a lot to do with it because as a new roster, you don't have a lot of plans going into the mid rounds. If you're down a man, you don't have a lot of sense of how you're going to get back into the round. And right now, you can just see when they lose players early on, they're just getting crushed. And this is an opportunity here. Mainline is pushing up. He flashes himself out for the peek. He blinds a couple. He's got to get away. He sprays down one, but they're going to chase him down. He's got to stay and fight. Nice shot with the 2000, but he delays him long enough.
That was beautiful, though. I mean, he was committed heavily to that fight with that aggression down Ivy, and Uber's just going to tap away Tvu. And now Relic's aggressive inside. He's going to clean up Draw Soul, and that's going to leave it all on limbs here at Ivy with just a handful of HP to work with. But it's like you said, Mainline, he either needed to get the hell out of there as fast as possible or just stay committed and delay. And he stayed committed, delayed, and actually picked up the second kill from that position, which was beautiful. And this Molotov, oh boy. Burn, baby, burn. He's down to 5 HP now. Limbs, I think, by the dumpsters, so this is not really a favorable position for him whatsoever.
Yeah, Relix is playing this smart, though. He's playing it really, really passively until Kusta push up the mid so they can at least trade a kill. But he just swings out. Lems isn't looking that way, and he falls. But Relix, he had plenty of chances to get aggressive earlier if he wanted to try and chase that frag, but not willing to give up his gun, knowing that the economy is so important. So smart play from him. 6-1 now for enemy. And Kosta's got to find something. This time they won't have the AWP in Lem's hand. They only have 2 smokes to work with as well, so they're getting pretty beat up in a lot of facets of this game so far.
And again, you know, we saw enemy last week in their doubleheader that they had, like you said, I believe it was on Train and Inferno was the 2 that they had, and it was a 14-1 half for their CT side in both of those matches, which is absolutely monstrous. And the big factors for that, at least for me, was Uber stepping up in a huge way. He's already 9-3. Obviously, he's fragging pretty hard right now. And, of course, Kusta, he's online right now doing 9-1, which is a beautiful thing. But really, the key for me is when enemy is fragging hard, or when Uber's fragging hard, enemy seems really, really difficult to stop on their CT side.
Yeah, he did definitely have a couple games. And look at this pop flash now. Relic's up at the top ramp. They seem to be waiting for him. That pop flash might have signaled it up. They knew he was up there. Now he gets into a little bit of fight. He's got to fall away. Uses some cover fire. Falls back. Gets down the ladder. That's a nice job by Team Coast to force back the aggression. A nice job by enemy not overextending. And as I say that, mainline pushed up in the T connector. He gets taken out on the flank by Drake, but still fully committed to this inside hit is Team Coast.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be Relix here. Oh my god, nice shot. Limbs, he was just shoulder peeking it, and Relix bites. And he bites hard, takes him right down in the face, and that's going to be a 4-on-4 now, equalized back on towards the even strength. So we're going to see 2 players inside, Anomaly and Relix. They're still locking it down. They're both at half health, but no commitment coming out in 25 seconds left. So Team Coast, they're really patiently trying to get these rounds and pick them apart. But enemy, they're not really biting on anything. Now, like you said, mainline, he might have overextended a little bit too much there towards that T connector, but he gathered a little bit of information as well. And now that push comes in, and Relix, he's in a fine spot, isn't he? 1-2. Doesn't actually get the 4th frag of the round for himself, but the triple is going to be more than enough as Anomaly wall bangs down FGB, and that is going to be another round for enemy.
Yeah, that's just a lack of a in-game leader experience with this new lineup. Just because you put so much pressure on those box halls, you had 3-4 people there basically the whole time. And you knew that enemy had used all their utility in that site. You'd seen the smokes come out. You'd seen the Molotovs come out. They had a good 30 seconds where they actually had the advantage in terms of utility, and they didn't push the issue whatsoever. So enemy just outweights them. They don't clear out those spindle boxes, and Relix is able to just get a couple free kills out of it.
Yeah, made it look easy peasy lemon squeezy. He's going to get pushed here though, as they're coming inside hard, and this is the speed up that we were talking about. There's the peak from Relix. Anomaly though, he's having a field day on the inner lower ramp. He's going to be able to pick off 3. He's going to push aggressively. He's going to go 4th. He could go for the ace right here. Let's see what happens, though. TV is going to be up in the box halls, and Uber's already on the flank. He's going to spot him out and steals it. BM, Uber, BM. Big 4K there from Anomaly, avenging his teammate as well. So good hold on the inside train yard on the anti-eco. And enemy, again, another tremendous-looking CT side on train.
Yeah, they're just wrecking house right now. So this is good stuff. Anomaly actually, I mean, he gets 3 kills before that smoke even plumes on the lower ramp. So a little bit of a miscommunication from Coast, but all is good in the world of enemy. Relix and Kusta both with an AWP, so double op setup on the CT side, and this can be extremely difficult to deal with. There are a lot of smokes, a lot of flashbangs, a lot of Molotovs on Team Coast side, so they have the chance to block them off. And look at this, Drake gets out very aggressively over towards the blue train. And he's going to try and push down this lane, but the Molotovs and the nades are keeping him back long enough.
Yeah, great work there. And now it's going to be a double-up setup here on the CT side. Uber finds one as well as Relix. FGB, they're saving grace. Maybe this round going to find one on Kusta. Now pushing Nice flashbang, and FGB goes down. That's the bomb down outside as well. Drake manages to take down Relics, and now look at this main line. So patient, just biding his time at Ivy, sitting up in front of that smoke as well to try to play a little bit of a ruse over there in that alleyway, and now it's just going to be all down to Drake in a 1v3. He's made it a 1v2 now, so we'll see whether or not he can clutch this out. But Uber's got other plans for him, takes him down. And Uber, he's been playing that position on that train. Now, pretty advantageous position, especially for that push towards Old Hell, as you can see down through the sandwich between the two trains as well. So really nice positioning from Uber.
Yeah, and they really haven't gone outside too much. They really haven't pressured him whatsoever. And that time they go out, there's a double op setup, and they just get wrecked. And Uber with 3 kills there. Nicely done from him. But Relics and Kusta, the nade work just keeps back that pressure early on out of T-Connector, and Team Coast can't push up whatsoever. So Enemy and Uber, they had plenty of time to find those good spots, find those cheeky angles, and just get a couple free kills.
And like you said, to try to harp on this, well, we'll hold on for a second, because look at this aggression down Ivy, and that's going to be a nice shot from Costa, going to find FGB, and there's the aggression again paying off. And I don't know if they realize that Mainline's actually pushed out here, and this could really be trouble for Drake, because he is walking right into this.
Yeah, he won't expect this whatsoever. Mainline should get a free kill, and he does. No response from Drake whatsoever. Over a minute left on the clock, and down to 3 members. I mean, this is, now you can just see they're just frozen. They don't know where to go anymore. They're smoked out of ladder room now. Mainline takes out Lems, who's trying to come out T-Connector to make a play, and no one from Enemy has taken any damage whatsoever, so this is just going to be another clean sweep. And I mean, really, all that's left is, I mean, even Relic's pushed up in this upper ramp, and he's going to get a free kill. Spots the second one as well, and he gets it. Drowsoul falls, so nice double kill from Relics there, but that initial pressure onto Alley just destroys anything Team Coast wants to do.
And it's like you said, not a single point of damage being dealt from Team Coast that round. It was 100 HP across the board for all 5 of the enemy players at the end of that round. And you can really see how this 10-1 scoreline is starting to really ramp up now for Enemy. You can see the money. It's just massive right now. Anomaly's on 13,750 post-buy. I mean, I don't even think he really had to use any nades last round, so he didn't really have to invest anything into this round. And now they've got a triple play towards inside, and this is going to be a blender. See you later, guys. It was nice knowing you. Oh,
actually,
maybe not.
Yeah, Lems responds nicely, but I mean, plenty of time for Kusta to rotate over, just get a quick double kill. Nicely done from him. Good damage dealt, but it's a little bit too late in the half to be happy about that. Anomaly's got 16k. He's not worried whatsoever. The real thing is that I like that call by Kosa. It might have come a little bit too late, but they do a half buy with Tech 9 or upgraded pistols and armor, just so that this round with the full money bonus, Lems can have an AWP back, because the only round they won is the one where he had an op in his hands. So they need that op, especially now that there's a double setup on the CT side. They need something to combat Enemy's defense from long range.
And, you know, it's kind of interesting. You said you don't really know a lot about Lems, but it seems like he's, you know, he's at least fragging a little bit here. He's 8-12. Drake is right behind him at 7-11. Really, the main issue that they're having on Team Coast side is FGB and Tvu are relatively silent so far. I mean, 1-12. There's the aggression up on top of Blue Train. Mainline's going to find Lems. He was scoped in, looking for that back-of-sight player. And unfortunately, he doesn't have any cover fire from his teammate. Now, Mainline's just going to flash through the smoke and push aggressively, and they might be able to catch out a couple more players here. Look at how turtled up they are on the T side. They're still in T-spawn, 3 of them.
Yeah, they're lining up smokes for an execution, a wall onto the bomb train, and just try and get the bomb planted and win post-plant. But, I mean, look at how aggressive these positions are. Mainline's in T-choke. You've got Uber in the ladder room, so once the smoke comes out, Uber might just get a free kill, and there's Mainline with 1. That slows everything down. He's going to get a second one. Uber gets one in ladder room. The strategy, this wall of smokes does absolutely nothing because of the aggression. Now, Drake does get 2 here at the end, but in a 1-on-3, Relics, those AWPs are just going to pick you off. So another nice round from Enemy. Once again, the aggression just being overwhelming for Team Coast.
Yeah, and I really like how they're switching up where they're actually sending that aggression. You saw 2 rounds ago where they went Ivy with Kusta and Mainline. They got aggressive, left Mainline over there to be able to pick up that second residual kill afterwards. Then the round after that, they go aggressive 3 on the inner lower ramp. This time it's aggression in towards the T-connector. So Team Coast, they don't know what to think. And at this point, they have to really kind of slow things down and wait for those pushes. And by the time that they execute onto a site, they have no time left whatsoever. And here you go, Relics again, inner upper. He's going to be looking for the pick.
Yeah, and Uber directly under ladder, just waiting for the opportunity to come flying up. But he gets a kill anyways, directly from below. Drowsoul falls. That's a headshot from Uber from below, and then FGB responds on the main line, but there's a second player there. That's Uber. Now they're just waiting to see if he's going to have the balls to come up the ladder, but looks like he wants to play this one smart a little bit. Directly under the ladder still. He could fall back here, But still, Team Coast, no map control. They've got to be very cautious falling back down these T-steps.
And there you go. There's the aggression. This round is going to come in towards the ladder room, and they actually had mainline in there with Uber. So a two-man push into ladder room to start the round off. That's kind of a little bit crazy to think about, you know? Not something you see every day is double ladder play.
Well, it's not bad with the position that Uber was in directly underneath, because if he falls and they just come down the ladder thinking like usual, it's only going to be one player. Mainline's right there for a little bit of a bait and switch. So that was a strategy just to have Uber get hyper aggressive and in a really weird spot that's not expected, and he does it again. You can see FGB not prepared for it.
I think his corpse just dangled on top of that ladder, too. Tvu, though, does manage to answer back on Uber, so it is a 3 versus 2 with 20 seconds left on the clock, but this is going to be Relics coming around, and he's going to drop the bomb carrier, and this is not going to be a good position for Limbs to be in. Can he clutch out a 1v3? He's going to get one, but that's all. He's going to get nice trades from enemy, and they're looking to put this to a 14-1 half. Once again, this will be the third time in 3 matches that we've seen them take a 14-1 CT side half.
Yeah, their defenses have been very, very strong lately, and I mean that's great because on Train, you know, it's extreme. It's a CT-sided map, so just make it that much easier on the more difficult side. All you have to do is win those 2 rounds to win it. So nicely done from them so far in this matchup, and you can see Coast. I mean, this is very, very destitute in terms of their economy. 2 Galils, only 2 smokes to work with. They're going to try and get out quickly, but FGB's got to run through the fire. It doesn't take that much damage, but what's he going to find from here? It's more aggression out towards Ivy, Kusta, and mainline. And there's a pick from Relics. That double op setup still just wreaking havoc.
He's going to go for the repeat. He spots 2 more in the box hall, so he's going to drop a flashbang and retreat for the time being. But, you know, I actually saw a question in chat earlier. Somebody was asking about the odds CT versus T on this map, and obviously it's an extremely, I don't want to say extremely heavy CT-sided map because we've seen some pretty big T-side scorelines on the professional side. But there it is, mainline. He's been playing this lurk role. He's been playing this passive-aggressive role. It's really weird to describe, but, you know, it's going to come down to a 2v1, and it's going to be Relics with this AWP. And, again, he's already worked his way all the way over towards the Ivy side of the map, so not really a position that, I mean, FGB's not looking for it. Drawsoul's not really looking for it either. And he might actually spot this one out and win this round. It's FGB holding over here, and that's going to be Drawsoul right around the corner. Does he not spot him?
Yeah,
I'm surprised I didn't see him.
Yeah, it took a little bit while to register it. I mean, that round is one. That's just enemy getting so aggressive and both sides of the map. I mean, Relics pushed upper ramp. They had 2 members push towards Ivy, and that left only 1 player on the outer bomb side. So a lot of space for Coast to work with that round. And they get out and they accept the defense. Long rotations where you have to check a lot of corners, a lot of places for terrorists to be. And Coast is able to catch a couple off guard. So nicely done from them to get their second round. But I mean, this is just such a tall mountain for them to climb, and it's going to start with this pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, if they drop this pistol round, that's going to be 15 rounds real fast. And, you know, this is kind of where Enemy GG has struggled, because every time that we saw them take that 14-1 half, they ended up losing the second half pistol round, and a little bit of a comeback got mounted. I think one of the matches was 16-5, so a couple of rounds went back, but then the other match, I think, ended up being like 16-8 or 16-9, so... And look at this Coast, extreme aggression coming out here from the Ivy side, and they're going to spot Kusta and do a little bit of damage onto him. He's actually going to peek out and take a little bit of a fight there towards the Ivy side, but the push is going to be coming down ladder. Look at this, 4 players going to come down through ladder. The flashbang goes up outside, and there it is. Drake is going to be able to find one. Can't land the shots on the second player. A lot of players outside in that train yard, and Drawsoul already on the flank. Drake finds the second one, and we'll see what they can do. Drawsoul, nice flick shot onto Relics, takes him down. Bomb has been planted, though. Silent USP is going to be picked up. No, FGB is going to be looking for one, and that's going to be Anomaly. So they've only got 1 player left to deal with, and that's going to be Kusta down at 57 HP, and he's got 4 CTs to deal with. Can he do it again?
Highly doubtful. He's got a lot of work to do, and he loses that kill. He had some good movement there to get the angle. If he gets that kill, he can at least get the diffuser as well, possibly, and then make a bid for it. But either way, Coast hitting some long-range shots. Enemy, they spot the push towards Ivy, and coming out ladder, they just ran right back into the CTs who are rotating off of it. So they get beat up a little bit at that range, and only 1 smoke to block off the USPs. And like you said, struggle with these T-side pistol rounds, so a little bit of a chance here for Team Coast. They do get a plant, and they buy up on the second round, so they have a lot of rounds to work with. They don't have to make this buy. They can just go into the 3rd or 4th with a more stable economy, but they're going to go for a buy here, try and get another plant, try and do more damage.
And again, all 5 members working their way through the white halls right now, maybe possibly looking to execute towards the brown halls or the box halls, for those of you who aren't the 1.6 savvy individuals that some others might be. And it looks like they're going to be making a push in towards the inside train yard, and this is going to be it. This is going to be Limbs playing in there with Tvu, and Tvu very aggressive. He's going to be facing off against 5 Tech 9s to the face, and he's going to go down. Nice pop flash to the back, and Limbs actually gets dinked down to 29, so another plan on the board at least for Enemy GG, but they've got the man advantage going into this retake.
Yeah, they should win this round. There's no way they should lose this. Anomaly with the Thomas at the bomb train, taking some pop shots at upper. Kusta's chiming in as well. There it is. Finally, Drossel falls. Lems responds, but they just keep getting traded off by Anomaly at this bomb train who can't get cleared out. So Uber, he picks up an M4, but, I mean, this is firmly in control of Enemy, and this should just be a save from the last member in Drake. He can't even push forward. There's the flight coming in from mainline, so a second-round win from Enemy off that bye. Nicely done from them, and a little bit of a mistake on defense there from Team Coast. If you're going to have one player playing so passively on that inner bomb site, you know, the second player playing an off angle in the site, it's so easy to swarm that one player who's playing close to the bomb train. And without any kind of utility, because they bought a lot of rifles that round, they have no way to clear Anomaly off that bomb train spot. So just a field day for Enemy.
Yeah, and there were two huge factors into that, too, because Tvu was going to get support from Limbs. But one of the things that I saw was Limbs went up on top of the trains, and he was moving to a different position at the time when they executed, which caught him off, obviously. But then the second big factor was the pop flash that they threw up into the outside of that train yard. And that just completely blinded him. He couldn't get any support there for Tvu. And unfortunately, he just faced off against those 5 Tech 9s. And you're not going to win a battle against 5 Tech 9s.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really weak buy at a Coast. All Thomases across the board. No smokes quite yet. No kits whatsoever on these first 4 members. And even Tvu is just kind of like, what do I buy here? And he picks up the Scout. Armor and Scout, but still no kit, no smokes. Only 3 flashbangs to work with. So Enemy at full utility. They've got AKs. They got an M4 as well. They have complete control so far. And it's 15-3. No mistakes can happen from Team Coast.
Yeah, absolutely not. But this... You know, it looks pretty good, and look at this. You can actually see who is that. Anomaly's already out. T-Con looking for some plays in the outside train yard. He's going to find him, but it's not going to end in the result that he was looking for. And actually, Tvu finds a nice scout shot, and they finally do trade him out as well. So they've already rotated a player inside. That's going to be Drake to join up with his teammate Limbs, playing up on top of Pop Dog inside. And now we see the enemy side kind of slow things down. Man advantage going the way of the CTs of Team Coast. But again... turtling up here a little bit, and they've kind of spread out the CTs. You can see there's one playing in the bomb train on the inside train yard and one watching Ivy. If they were to come out and execute from ladder room, they might be able to get up close enough to push in for that battle, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case for this round particularly, but we'll have to see what happens here. There's 52 seconds left. A lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, and I would assume that there's going to be. I mean, they're coming back to the inner bomb site. 2 players control the box halls. The defense is split in a 2-2 formation. Here comes the smoke down the lower ramp, and Uber's going to be the one leading the charge. A nice pop flash blinds Lems on top of the train. He gets dropped. Uber can't get the second one. Drake trades him off, but no response. It looked like that was just to try and get a little bit kill. They force a rotation, and Kusta with the bomb. He's going to drop down ladder where his teammate is pushing up down these outside trains. That's Relics. He's got to find a kill, clear the way for Kusta. And FGB is sitting at the bomb train just waiting, getting aggressive, and he sprays down Kusta. There he goes, and Drossel grabs the other one. So a 4th round for Team Coast, but still plenty of money in the bank of Enemy to buy up one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting those plants in the first 2 rounds, not to mention the eco round in the second, does huge things for your economy. And Kusta's going to have an op to work with this round as well. Mainline's going to get an AK thrown over from his teammate, and we are going to see this big investment here on the terrorist side. And not too bad of a buy for Team Coast. I mean, they've got a handful of nades. They've upgraded some rifles. They've got 3 kits as well. So they've got a little bit of economy to work with, but Uber, he's going to be able to find the first one. Can he get anything else? He's just charging into the backside of that train yard. He's looking for Drake. Can he find him as well? And he does. Takes him down, so that's already 2 men up now for Enemy GG. One over here in the Z hallway. That's going to be Limbs trying to bide his time. He's smoked off. One coming around from CT spawn, and one's going to be on the big flank, actually coming around from T-Con. Look at this position that Drossel's found himself in. He's going to find 1 and 2. Can he get the third as well? That's going to be Anomaly. He's going to battle. They're just spraying and praying right now, and there it is. They're going to find the trades, but it's going to come down to a 2v1, and Mainline is going to be able to clean that up, so that will be a 16-4 victory for Enemy GG to end out our first matchup of the evening, guys.
Yeah, Enemy just ran away from that one. A good start in the first half. They got their ops out. They got their utility built up. And they never really were forced to save. They never felt in danger economically. And I mean, it just all stems from that defensive half. That first side, 14-1, they're just making things so easy on themselves in some of these matches. So Another nice match from Enemy. That gives them their 5th win of the season. They're sitting at 5-4 in 3rd place, right ahead of Liquid, right behind Cloud9. Still, a lot of teams need to catch up on the amount of games played with them, and once that happens, they'll probably drop down. But right now, they're sitting in the middle of the pack. They're having a very good inaugural season of Pro League so far.
Yeah, and it's definitely a beautiful thing to see these move-up teams that usually struggle in their first season, and Enemy's doing a relatively good job. I mean, we saw it with Tempo Storm last season, the current Conquest squad, where they started off a little bit slow in Pro League, but they really picked it up towards the end of the season, and they actually had a relatively good season. And speaking of them, that's who we're going to be seeing next, as they are going to be facing off against Luminosity. I'm not sure what map it is. I'm sure you know which one it is, Moses.
It's on Mirage, and it's actually, well, it's that team, that lineup with Shazam and Rix. It's not Tempo Storm, it's going to be Conquest, obviously. But yes, we are going to be seeing that team up next, and that will be when we also have the second stream going, which is going to be Team Liquid versus Winter Fox. And I believe that is just twitch.tv/ESEA2, but we'll be sure to update you guys when that one goes up, and we'll let you know when we come back from break.
All right, guys, so with that being said, we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the next matchup. It's going to be Luminosity versus Conquest on Mirage. You don't want to miss it.
Easy match for Luminosity, but they haven't been playing that well. And on top of that, I don't think this record really accurately reflects, how much talent is on this Coast team. Where they got Shazam, they have Rix, they have Rush, and they have Naf. I mean, these 4 players have been on some solid teams, put up some big numbers in their matches with previous lineups. So, yeah, this I think is going to be much better match than most people probably assume.
Yeah, and you can see, actually, Conquest just getting obliterated here in the knife round. Shazam goes down, and that's going to be LG to pick their side. And it's going to be the CT side. So Luminosity starting off on CT again. For you guys who don't know at home, they are the Brazilian powerhouse that has moved to North America to participate in Pro League. Very excited to have them for a second season, as I'm sure that they're very excited, as they did make it to the first Pro League LAN finals, and they're looking to recover their season and make it to the second LAN finals as well. That's Firbolts, Steel, Fallen, and their new acquisition, Cold, who has been a monster for them so far this season. On the opposing side is going to be Conquest Terrorists. They're going to be Rush, Nafly, Shazam, Daps, and Rix. And we're live into the pistol round, and it's just going to be a slow walk through Palace. Look at this. 4 out of the 5 terrorists are going to be walking their way through Palace. They're trying to make a little bit of a bait and switch here at B, and Daps actually gets a headshot onto Steel, so that's going to force Fur on the rotate. Colt does take him down, and now that push is coming in towards A.
Yeah, but Bolts hasn't moved whatsoever. He's under heavy fire. They're going to push towards him, and that's a good idea. Naf takes him out, so they have complete control. Not complete control, actually. The rotation comes in quick enough. That's Fur. He's going to grab a second one. But now, finally, it's going to be all on Cold and Steel in a 2-on-1. Rix is the only one left. He's in Palace. He's just guarding the bomb, so that aggression towards Phone Booth gets neutralized. They don't take it over. That's a huge portion of map control to have in this kind of a situation, but they don't have it. And there's Cold going to clean up Rix. Nice headshot. 3 kills for him on the round, and he really bailed him out of a tough spot.
Yeah, he absolutely did, and it was an even tougher spot right there because Rix peeked out and actually headshot Fallen over there by stairs. If he would have been able to get another shot, he could have played that in a much different way than what he ended up playing that in, and might have actually had a better opportunity at clutching that round out for Conquest. But nevertheless, it goes the way of Luminosity. And look at this, a very different scenario that we see out of LG on their CT side than what we saw on Enemy. Enemy opted to go for a much heavier rifle buy on Train. Then look at all of these SMGs that are going to be on the board for Luminosity.
Yeah, this is just going to be a 3rd round buy, and actually Cold, this Molotov might just ruin the dreams. As soon as they're spotted, a couple Molotovs are going to be able to come out. Cold's ready for it. He's going to throw it now. They're actually going to beat it a little bit, so a little bit delayed on the Molotovs. Cold still mows down one. They're Steel with a kill. Naf down extremely low. Now they're finally starting to come in, but Fallen, he rotates in, bails him out with a couple nice kills, and Cold gets the final one. Easy sweep for Luminosity. They don't lose anyone.
Yeah, and all SMG kills as well, so that's a lot of extra money in the bank. You can see already on an AWP, Cold picks it up, throws it over to his comrade Fallen, and that's going to be a pretty big purchase going into this round. That could really swing this for Fallen because they're still on 3 SMGs against the full AK buy here from the Conquest side. So that AWP, where's it going to go? It looks like it is going to go towards the B-bomb site. So if they opt to go towards B, this is going to be very tough for them. Fallen's going to be on Cat.
Yeah, and Cole just playing in the wind room, seeing what he can scout. Now they hear the AK-47s. Fallen has an AWP, though, in this run. He's grabbed an angle, and he finds the first pick. That's under Rush. High flash. He's just going to fall away and play it safe. Meanwhile, Cold, with that MP7, got taken out in window by Shazam. But
Yeah,
Fallen
full
is still
blind
here
split.
with the possession.
Full blind spray, too. Caught him through the smoke. And look at this aggression in Halls, though. Steel finds it, and Daps trades it out. So the trades are, coming out for both sides. Daps, well, Shazam coming up Cat. He's not going to be able to win that fight against the AWP of Fallen. And now they're going to be looking for something coming out through the B bomb site. And actually, both of the terrorists are going to just fall off that area. Rix and Daps, they're a fragging unit moving together and just looking for something to come out from underpass, and it's going to be Fur over there on Catwalk, so this might not be the best, most favorable situation for them because Fur is going to get a lot of information pushing up here on Cat, and he's going to have, should be easy pickings for him as they come out, turns around, I don't know, they might be able to catch him out here as he goes around towards the top side of mid. Oh, he spots him boosting, there's one, and there's two. Fur, the headshot machine, going to find both of those, and 3-0 for Luminosity.
Yeah, that's really nice from Luminosity, and they didn't even really lose too much that round because, a couple players had saved those SMGs. So now even Bolts going into this fourth round knows that Conquest is going to have to save. He still has his own plenty of opportunity to build up a little bit more of a bank, and this is going to be a theme throughout this half. I mean, Conquest has got to get to that fifth round, and Shazam's going to have to do something with that AWP because Fallen, he can be a nightmare with that weapon, and Shazam isn't on his game, and Fallen's able to just have free reign with an op on this map. That's going to look very, very scary for Conquest. And look at this, some aggression towards that A ramp. Bolts gets dropped. That's only an ump, though, so it's not a huge loss. He's there to gather some information, and now you're going to start seeing the rotations come in as smokes get thrown.
Yeah, and Shazam's actually got the ump in hand now, and Fur is going to find himself a different position. That's going to be one kill, but done, and Nap is going to trade that out. Fallen from jungle, he's smoked off. He doesn't have a line of sight, and there's nobody over in CT spawn to stop this push. This is a free bomb plan now for the terrorist side and Conquest. They've got pretty good bomb site control, so really tough retake, but it's coming. And it's coming in the hands of Fallen and Cold, picking off a couple there. And now Nap around the corner. He's going to get the headshot onto Cold, so it's even back up onto a 2v2. They spot Shazam out. Nice Molotov onto the bomb site is going to hold him back. But look at this Steel pushing forward. He's got Nap down there at the bottom of connector. Shazam right on top. A really tough spot for them to be in. Fallen misses an op shot, and now they can just bide their time.
Yeah, that's harsh. 2 Molotovs for Conquest have delayed this so long, and it's going to be a win here for Conquest. And that's beautifully done by them. Good plant positioning, good post-plant situation play. But unfortunately, Shazam doesn't get to keep the op. The bomb does blow up and take that out of his hands. Either way, they're going to be happy with that win. Now they can have a full buy. And on the other side, a couple members, 3 members in fact, for Luminosity are very, very low, but they are going to force buy. You see a shotgun coming out for the auto shotty. Steel's got the FAMAS. Bolts has an M4, and they've got to try and recover here.
Yeah, and Bolt's actually yet to get on the board here for the Luminosity side. You can see Steel is just barely ahead of him, but the rest of them are all 5 and 6 kills. And Rush and Rex both actually yet to get on the board. And look at this underpass aggression right now from Fur. But it's just going to be a straight barrel out towards the A bomb site. They had success last round. They're going to go for success this round. And oh my God, Fallen. Double headshot spray down there as Rush and Shazam fall. Bolt's going to get in the action as well. And they finally find Fallen. That was a little alliteration for you guys in chat, but the Deagle comes out from Cold and finds Daps, and that's going to leave it on Nap over here in Palace. What a play from Fallen to start that one off.
Yeah, big time play. Key to this round. Slows down that hit, allows the rotations to come in. Nap's still in a 1-on-3. He hasn't even gotten out of Palace yet. He's got 1 flanking, so there's actually a timer on what he can do. He is going to check his flank, but he's down to 1 HP because of that auto shotgun. Fur with that buckshot just mows him down. But that round, I mean, outside of Fallen's play, which was massive, it actually highlights something why they lost the previous round. Bolts this time is playing at the phone booth. Now, last round when they lost to Conquest, he was the one that pushed A ramp. So once he fell, there was no presence at phone booth. So it gave the entire bomb site up very, very easily. This time with a man there, I mean, it gives a chance for Fallen to make that play. Comes through the smoke on stairwell, mows 2 down, and right back onto a save as Conquest without a plant that round.
Yeah, so a tricky situation for Conquest, trading out these rounds, and that is a tremendous nade down onto the A-ramp. Rush at Shazam, they're going to feel that. Their firstborn is going to feel that. And Nafly, he's going to get the first death on the board. That's Bolts. And Force Spray Down going to find that frag early on in this round. I mean, only 15 seconds have passed, and another smoke on A-ramp.
Look at Fallen. He's on a big flank. He's got an SMG. He's just trying to hunt down these kills. Cold gets one over towards the B bomb site. That's going to push this attack into A. It's going to speed it up. So Fallen, this flank might actually not have much to do. Bolt sprays down 1. Daps responds. Fallen on that flank comes to the smoke just as Fur cleans him up. He's going to trade off for the M4. But no joy, no money bonus kills for him.
Yeah, what a bummer. He actually does end up getting about 3450 in utility off of the ground there from his fallen comrades. But not bad. Luminosity 5-1. It's going to be another buy up here, but we have yet to see the AWP come out in the hands of Shazam. And that's kind of a big deal here for Conquest, especially on a map like Mirage. It's a pretty favorable weapon to have in your arsenal.
Yeah, this is scary, though, for Conquest. They only have 2 smokes to work with, so they can't really do too much. Cold's going to be in connector, peering over the smoke. He's got a small line of sight, but that's what happens. You don't have smokes. Rush challenges Fallen. Fallen being very mobile. He took it over at the A bomb, so I had it over towards mid and on catwalk, but this time he spots it up in the B halls and just drops Rush. So good early advantage.
Actually, on the contrary, he pushed into the B halls. He got in his face and just nailed the shot onto Rush. So that was a beautiful job from Fallen. Nice bunny hop skills, too, to get himself into that position early in the round. And that was the bomb as well, so they knew that it was favoring onto the B side. He does get dinked, but he spins around, gets a third, almost gets the fourth, but Steel does just that, steals it away. And that's going to be 6-1 now for Luminosity, so a great start for them on their CT half.
Yeah, cleaning house, and Conquest not even getting plants in these rounds, really. The one that won, they had that plant, it didn't explode, but I mean, these rounds, they're not getting that extra $800, so they basically have to be patient losing these rounds, wait for that losing bonus to build up so they can get into op into Shazam's hand. He hasn't had one yet.
No, he hasn't. I actually pointed that out in the last round. I mean, that's a huge investment that they're not able to make because of this buy, lose, save rotation that they're in right now. Especially since they're not even getting the bomb down. And look at this Steel playing aggressive behind a smoke, and they're just going to push on through.
Yeah, but he can't mow him down. He only gets one, so that's going to be a good opening. Fallen's here with the ult, but this weapon in that situation gets dropped by Shazam, so without the AWP of his own, Shazam makes a big play with that AK-47 just when they need it at most. This could be a second eco win for Conquest as they stream into the market. Rush drops bolts, and it's quickly just down to Cold, and he might just have to save this gun. There's not a lot he can do here, except for maybe try and get that op out of their hands. Rush falls. And he's still putting pressure on just to keep him frozen around this bomb site for when this explosion comes in. But realistically, there's not a lot of chance of him winning this unless a major goof out of Conquest occurs. But they're playing this smartly.
Yeah, now he's just trying to hold in that bomb site to not allow them to pick up that AWP and save it. But Rick sneaks in, picks up the op, and he's going to get himself out through market. He might die, and he does, so they don't actually get the op out of it. But, on the contrary, Shazam, he won them that round.
Yeah, and actually, he has plenty of money to buy the AWP and then drop it over a teammate if he had wanted to. He chooses not to, so you can see he's up at $4,900 right now. Plenty of money for that AWP. But another buy out of Luminosity
here. T-side needs to stabilize. They need to continue to get those bomb plants. They need to continue to get the kills. Even if they're not winning the rounds, at least get the bomb plants.
And this deep cat smoke is going to allow them to cross over to these mid boxes, but Fallen has gotten to the other side of the window room very, very committed to this, and he's got to be careful. They don't spot him out. Fur's taken very low, down to 20 HP. Fallen's got to do something. He gets smoked out. He jumps away. He's going to rotate over towards that B bomb site to watch Catwalk, but full mid control now for Conquest. They manage it very, very nicely as they push back Fur and then eventually push back Fallen.
And this is kind of looking a little bit scary for Luminosity. A lot of map control for Conquest in this situation as they look to push on forward. And it looks like they're going to be favoring towards the connector, if at all, this round. And Fur, he's going to drop a flash behind him. And look at this. He's coming right through the smoke. Rix is on the other side up there in the ladder room. And this is going to be a little bit scary. But look at Steel. Look at how aggressive he is in the B hall. So if they decide to abort this mid control and push towards a heavy B, he could be able to clean up a couple of them.
Well, the bomb's going there as well. Now, Rush is going to come meet up with the bomb, so that provides a little bit of security. But there's Cold with the first kill towards A ramp. If they don't check this corner, Steel could just mow him down and just win the round by default with only 30 seconds left on it. They turn the corner. They don't check it. And he sprays down both of them. That's what we're talking about. There's the bomb. Followed on Catwalk with the AWP. He isn't going to let Daps get by. And quickly, it looked so promising for Conquest early on with full mid control, but they get mowed down. It's just Rick's left.
Yeah, it really did look like a very promising round, but Rix is going to get flanked out in window room. Bolts is there to take him down, and that's going to be another round win for Luminosity. Conquest can't string them together, and they don't have money for a buy because they didn't get a bomb plan. I mean, they've only gotten 2 bomb plans so far this half. One came in the pistol round, and one came in the round before that. Before this last one.
Yeah, this is getting brutal. So it's going to be another save for the Conquest side. Shazam the only one with money because he was able to save that AK-47. The rest of them just on these Tech 9s. Rix picks up some armor, but not investing in any kind of utility. They only have one flashbang to work with, so they're going to have to make magic happen. They're spread out all across the map. Naf and Shazam are basically playing solo with these Tech 9s at range. And that's just going to make Fallen just salivate. He's so excited for this. He just wants to peek, find this one kill, and he hears him at the top of mid. The rest of them are coming up connector. He's all the intel he needs. He hears the footsteps. Bolts has got to be careful. So does Fur over with the shotgun, long range. That shotgun isn't going to do anything, but Fallen chimes in. There's Rush taking out the op. Oh, and he swings and grabs Fur, so good kills out of Conquest early on.
It's going to be a 3-on-2. Rix has found his way up through connector, but he's not ready for that player to be underneath of the balcony there in the A site. Shazam does manage to chime in with one more, but Cold is there for the trade, and Fur buying the nuke tube, the old leaf blower, if you will, going to be able to find one more kill there. Puts a little cha-ching in the bank, and he's going to have a healthy buy this round as well. 8-2 for Luminosity, and they're not showing any signs of quitting. And here we go, Shazam, for the first time in the matchup. It's in the 11th round, but for the first time he has an op. I'm calling it right now, he's going to be the first one to die. After all of that waiting for the off, he's just going to, something's going to happen, and he's just going to get killed at the beginning of the round.
Well, this is the fight he wants. He's over towards the Hall. He's got the jump on Fallen as well, and he is going to win it, so he proves you wrong.
Yep.
But Fur trades it right off, brings it back down into a 4-on-4. Naf getting aggressive. Out Palace, just making his presence known. He gets into a gunfight from long range, but he does win it, despite being taken out of 4 HP. He does win that, so the bomb is up in the A-bomb site. Now they've got to rotate over. Cold's got a good angle, though. He gets traded off by Naf one more time from Palace, having himself some nice shots there.
Yeah, but it's still only a 3 versus 2 with no bomb plan. It's still 1:05 in the round, but look at this. Both CTs over in CT spawn, and they're going to be in a pretty good position to try to win this round out right now because there's no smoke to cover this area. They've got to go into this bomb site and try to get this plant with no cover whatsoever. You see Rix is going to go ahead and go for the plant, and they could swing on him and try to take him down. They spam him down, but Naf is there. He's going to find a third on the round. He's got only 4 HP, and he's gotten 3 kills. Shazam finally able to chime in and takes down the last man, so Conquest are able to pick up another round here.
Yeah, really nice round from Naf with so much pressure put on after that first kill. Got down to 4, but he hit some beautiful shots to salvage it. Shazam getting that opening pick was nice, but it wasn't really the huge impact kill because it got immediately traded off basically at the same time on the other side of the map. It was all Naf coming out of Palace, just making a play for his team. That's the 3rd round. But still, another time they have Luminosity on the verge of being broken economically, and look at this aggression towards A-ramp from Luminosity. They're going to peek down it. Shazam misses the shot. He's got to try and get away. He does get that kill, but he's traded off. So it's now a 4-on-3 as Bolts grab 2 with that ramp push.
Rick's finally able to trade out Fallen. He's still standing and fighting, and Bolts is going to take him down. So that's a triple on the round for Bolts, just locking it down here in this A-bomb site with the help from his friends, and that bomb being down on the A-ramp doesn't bode well for him whatsoever. You can see Cold, he's not even moving from connector, even though they know, I'm pretty sure they know that both of the players are over here by the A-ramp and Palace, as obviously Naf is making a whole lot of noise over in that area. But Bolt's stalwart from this position. He's not going to give anything up. Reese smokes off the A-ramp even. That's a little insult to injury. Daps is going to have to push this if he wants to join up with his teammate. But again, Naf, he's just trying to harass this area. Flashbang comes out, and there it is, Bolts with his 4th. And Steel takes the ace, but another really great round out of Luminosity, and there's that trade again. So every time Conquest has won a round, and it looks like they're going to maybe string a couple together, they get shut down completely, unequivocally by Luminosity.
Yeah, it's great defense, and now, I mean, this is just the thing now that they don't have the money. They might even have to, they can't afford a double save at this point, but they're going to have a couple players even going into the next round who are going to be low on economy, so great defense from Luminosity. Cole didn't even have to move out of connector because he still had 2 pairs of eyes on those A-ramps and in those Palace, and now down and out right now. Very weak first half so far. It's going to be a B-rush, but the nades, the Molotovs, and the shotgun once again is going to get a kill. 3 members fall immediately for Conquest. It's just Rush and Rix, and they're waiting up there with the bomb, but they know they're just going to run into death.
Yeah, and Fallen just harassing with that Nova. It's just not a good situation for Conquest to be in. I figured it would be a little bit closer, but Luminosity showing why they're one of the better teams in the world on Mirage. As we've seen them do some very, very sensational things on this map in the past. And now Fur's just going to get aggressive, gets in their face, eats a dink, but he does manage to control the spray, takes down Rix. And a 10th round now for Luminosity, and this is not looking good for Conquest. They need to win these last 2 rounds, minimum.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But they can't even really afford to buy too much in this round. So they're going to be on a little bit of a half buy. Daps buys armor and a Tech 9. They upgrade some pistols. They can get some armor. But, I mean, they can't really invest in this round because they just don't have the money to make it happen. They can't even afford AKs and smokes. So they feel like they need that utility. It's going to be a setup for an A execute onto this little bit of a force buy. And there's a good start from Shazam. Double 1 taps with the Deagle. That's going to open everything up for him.
Wow. All right, then. Probably should have just deagled the entire half. That's ridiculous. Shazam back-to-back Wandigs going to be able to lock it down, and Daps. Oh, that nade. What did it even hit? Steel. Not going to be able to find the nade to the firebox, and Rix is going to capitalize on that, and it's just going to be Fur on this big flank coming out. So crazy round right there, but huge stuff from Shazam. Wow, what a play from him.
Yeah, that was massive. I mean, that's the opening that you needed to find, and just one of those situations, Luminosity getting aggressive, and they get punished for it. So nice round from Shazam, big time play from one of their all-star players. It's going to give them their 4th round. One more round to go. And if the rest of this half has been any indication, they're just going to lose it because every time they win one, they drop the next. So see what Luminosity has to pull out here. They do have as much money as they need to have a full buy. You see Cold and Fallen both picking up an op. So switching to a double op setup for the last round of the half, something that Conquest hasn't seen yet. And this could catch them off guard.
Yeah, and the crazy part about this is, like, Shazam, he's not having a bad match. He's 14-10. He's carrying the weight for Conquest right now. The closest behind him is 6 frags to Naf, and only 3 for Rix, 3 for Rush. And Rush is going to stay on 3 for the remainder of this half. So he's already down and out first, spamming the smoke onto T-Ramp's going to find that opening kill. So Luminosity already a little bit in control of this match, and this, well, obviously in control of the match, but in control of this round, per se, as that's really going to spread out Conquest here on the T side.
Well, even outside that kill on a Rush, Shazam's down to 50 HP, Rix is down to 69 HP, so this is a really, really good start, but Shazam finds Fur peeking into Connector just to grab some intel, and Shazam eliminates him off the map. Still 2 members over at this A bomb site, that's Bolts and Fallen. Fallen with the AWP, he's over at Phone Booth. He's actually using the tree behind him as a little bit of cover. It's hard to spot that player initially when coming up the ramp, so he might just get a free kill here and able to fall away. But he's got to be careful with how he's peeking down towards Connector just to keep an eye on it. If he looks away at the wrong second, he's going to be in a lot of trouble as Conquest walks up this ramp, and there it is. He turns back just in time, gets away, throws a flash. Now they know. There's Bolts taking out the Connector attack onto Shazam.
And again, it's going to be Naf, and it's going to be Daps to try to lock this one down, and already Fallen. He just pushes on up. He's going to find one. Naf trades it out, but that's going to be Bolts to capitalize on that. And 11-4 is going to be your scoreline moving into the second half. So Luminosity, pretty solid CT side half. I mean, it's not anything too terribly outrageous. Conquest with 4 rounds. That's not unmanageable here as they move on to CT side, but obviously, for the sake of the argument, Rush and Rix really need to step up this half.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It wouldn't be, I mean, they just don't have the frags coming out quite yet. So, I mean, everyone on the side of Conquest, Shazam, the only one sitting up there with 15 and 11. Next closest is Naf at 9 and 13, and then it drops off to 5, and then Rix and Rush bringing up 3. And Rix and Rush, 2 big fraggers, only 6 kills between them. That's a really, really bad sign.
Yeah, it hurts a lot for Conquest. I mean, obviously those players play a pivotal role in the executions, and when they're not fragging, it's, I mean, you see it. We talked about this kind of earlier when we saw Team Coast playing against Enemy, talking about Uber stepping up in the last couple of matches that they played, and obviously it bodes really, really well for them if he's fragging out. Rix opens things up here, so maybe this is a little bit of the turn of the tide that they were looking for, but the push is coming up catwalk, and Rix is getting overwhelmed. He's down to 15. Rush is down to 13. Rush finds one. Shazam's there to bail him out. That's the bomb. So they do have the sight for the time being, but Bolts has got other ideas. He finds Rush, but Naflight trades it out, and the last man standing is going to be Fallen in a good position from Shazam. Trades it out, and a much-needed pistol round victory for Conquest as they pick up their 5th.
Yeah, they roll right into a B bomb site stack from Conquest on that pistol round. 3 members there. Rix gets aggressive in halls. They thought getting up catwalk quick initially like that would be able to catch him off guard, out of position to help his teammates out, but they didn't expect there to be 2 more people at the B bomb site, maybe just 1 more. But it was a triangle of doom set up by Conquest there. 1 player in the site, 1 over, at the bench, 1 in the market, and they just mowed them down as they came in. So nice defense from Conquest there. They hold off Luminosity. That's the first step. The second step is living past this second round bye from Luminosity. You see the Tech 9s. You see a lot of smokes as well. All 5 members of LG have smokes. And this is going to be a dangerous execute onto the A-bomb site.
And right it is, but look at this. They're playing so passively on Conquest's side that it's going to be a retake strategy. You can see the smoke's already coming out. Nade lined up. That's going to find Cold for a lot of damage. Steel and Fur also eating some heavy nade damage as well, and they haven't even made their way into the site yet. And there you go. Rix is going to be able to find one. They're going for the bomb plant in the smoke. Rix can't line it up. And he's got one over here in Connector who's going to be Bolts. Finds him through the smoke and takes him down. So even strength. And this is going to be a 4-on-4 retake situation now for the CTs. They do have the firepower advantage, but it's going to be a very tall order. And Rush peeking the wrong way. He's going to get taken down. Daps for the trade. Shazam's there. Shots coming in from all angles right now. And Nap, they've got to clear out Cold up here in Halls. They do manage to find Fallen, but finally take him down. And it's a very expensive round now for the Conquest side.
Yeah, extremely expensive, down to just Daps, who gets 3 kills in the round. That's the savior, and that's kind of the issue, or kind of the, the tough part of playing a retake strategy. If you get executed on like that on these second rounds, you don't always have a lot of nades for the retake. You don't always have a lot of flashbangs, a lot of smokes or molotovs, to block off Palace or anything. So they take a lot of damage getting back into that site from some advanced positioning from LG. And it looks like Luminosity, they don't want to take their foot off the pedal. They're going to buy right back up into this. It's a little bit of a half buy. They don't spend all their money, down to about $1,100 to $2,000 across the team, but they do have armor once again. They do have upgraded pistols. It's only Fallen with no armor, maybe saving up for an AWP.
And again, it's going to be another eco round coming out from Cold and company. Well, actually, it's kind of like you said. I mean, it's pretty much a force buy here from LG. Smoking towards the B-bomb site. Missed flashbang, though. That could pay dividends here for the CT side, but they're going to push on out. Nap is kind of holding all by his lonesome over here. They could isolate the 1v1, and there it is. Steel's going to be able to find both of them from the backside. That's going to be a P250 headshot for both Daps and Nafly as they're down and out. Gold's still sitting on 7 HP, but it's a very difficult retake now, and they've got to find Fur. They do. They take him down, so it's going to be a 3-on-3 now. Fallen just spamming that Tech 9 as fast as his finger can click, and Shazam goes down. This is going to be a win for LG, and this is huge stuff for them on the eco round. And Rix, he's just trying to fall away and save his gun. He's not even going to be able to get out of there. Fallen's going to pick up a double on the round, as well as Steel. Cold with the other frag, and Luminosity with a 3-man stand on a force-up eco round.
Yeah, you'll notice from the first half, when Luminosity is defending this site on an anti-eco round, they're taking the fight as the terrorists are crossing that first barred window. And the reason they're able to do that is because when Conquest hit that site, they only had like one smoke or one flashbang to throw. This time on the eco round, Luminosity makes much more of an investment. They buy up some armor, but they also have 2 or 3 smokes. They have 4 or 5 flashbangs to throw as well. So that forces the defense back. It means the defense who's standing out in the open, they get blinded. They can't take those shots as they cross that first window. And once Luminosity is streamed out into the bomb site, I mean, you have a scout there. What's he going to do? Daps walks right into a headshot, and then the scout just falls immediately afterwards because he can't get more than 1 kill. So, a clean take from Luminosity.
So the pause comes out. Conquest most likely calling a strategery here. As you can see, Shazam, he's got an M4, so they bought down a little bit here on the CT side, fully invested actually in some pistol work, and see whether or not they can execute anything here on this force up. But Conquest, I mean, I like the call. I do like the call because they're down 6. Luminosity is looking to go up 13-6 at this point. They're not really expecting a force up. You can see Cold's actually on a MAC-10, so if they can make these pistols work like they did in the first half, I mean, that's where they got one of their round wins out of the 4 that they had was on pistols. So that could be absolutely huge for them.
Yeah, it is a buy in response, though, and that sucks. That's Fur just dropping Shazam with a nice headshot. Shazam had the only rifle as well. They've got to go recover that. That's an M4 down in the wind room. They've already streamed out into the B bomb site. Cold with the MAC-10. They're just circling this bench. There's a Deagle there, and he can't get anything done. That's Naf. He falls quickly. B bomb site completely open, and Cold is keeping up the tear until Rix salvages that M4, finally puts a stop to it, but the hit is coming over towards the same bomb site. Rush gets cleaned out looking the wrong way, and it's just on Rix, who can't even really save this gun. He does drop bolts, but it's not enough. He's got to win this round if he can't save the weapon, and he's already being pushed from behind. That's Fallen. Grabbed the angle, spots him out, but he's losing that battle until a nice headshot right at the end on Rix. 13-6 now for Luminosity, and they have complete control. It's going to be a save round from Conquest.
Yeah, and actually, it might actually be it's close to a double save situation, but with them losing back-to-back rounds like that, another loss is going to put them on a very light bye in the next round. But we're looking at a 14-6 scoreline before all is said and done here, and you can see they're actually picking up a couple of pistols as well, 2 Zeuses, just in case they get a little cheeky.
Yeah, no reason not to. $200 is still a good trade for a full buy.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a default. Luminosity takes over mid-control, and they get aggressive up towards B-bomb site, and they actually killed Naf. I didn't see where that was.
Shazam, bolts. Nope, denied.
Did he go for the Zeus?
He did. He was.
Well,
I mean, he had the angle. He was close on him. He just didn't get a chance to fire in time.
Yeah, that's both Zeus's out, just trying to get those close-out positions, and they get dropped. Either way, both members, Rix and Daps, over towards the same bomb site. Rix in jungle uses a whole clip of his CZ, can't get the kill. He's going to swing out. He's going to finish Fur off just now, but he gets swarmed. So it's all on Daps. And he can't really find anything. He's playing with these bomb boxes. One on top of the stairs. They get into a duel. He runs out of bullets. They both do. And then Bolts finally cleans him out with an M4. And like you said, it is going to be a very weak buy, but they are going to buy it Luminosity with 14 rounds. I mean, they don't want to let them get up towards 15 just for free, so they're going to salvage up whatever they can. Naf's going to be on a scout. They have some M4s, but actually pretty decent utility onto Naf, and Rush even has a smoke as well. So does Rix, but it's Daps and Shazam who are really hurting the most.
Yes, it is. I mean, only a body armor, but Shazam does have a kit, so they do have at least one kit here on the Conquest side, but it looks like it's just going to be an all-out strategy towards the A bomb site from the Luminosity side, so good stuff from them so far. I mean, a huge lead, and this is one of the things that, you know, is kind of different than what we've seen from Luminosity, at least from the last week's play, is they've kind of been getting rolled over a little bit, so it's nice to see them come out swinging on a map like Mirage. Obviously, a little bit more of a home turf for them. Obviously, they're one of the better teams on Mirage that we've seen in the past, as they've done some pretty spectacular things on this map in previous matchups. But that hit is on.
Yeah, here comes one of those famed smokes executes onto the A bomb site from Luminosity. They've smoked up everything. Jungle, CT spawn the entire bomb site. They're going to swing towards Connector. They find one. Rush cleans him out, but a second player comes up. Rush grabs him as well. Great defense from Rush. The bomb does get planted, but this attack has been pretty much annihilated. 5-on-2 situation. Nothing left. And LG is just going to get mowed down as the retake comes in.
That nade, though. Going to find some heavy damage there on the Cold. And Cold, he's got to make something happen here, but looks like he just wants to fall back and hang on to his rifle. No need for him to even really think about trying to win this round, and he's going to do exactly that. So 14-7, Conquest hanging on for dear life right now. But the thing about this matchup that they've had troubles with is stringing rounds together. They've only managed to win 2 rounds in a row one time in this match, and that was the pistol round and the subsequent anti-eco afterwards. And then in the third round of the second half, they got annihilated by Tech-9s and P250s in the B-bomb site. So back-to-back gun round victories would be monstrous for Conquest if they can actually get some momentum going here.
Yeah, once again, though, out of Luminosity, just going to be a dedicated A-hit, and it might work out in their favor. They're pushing through the smoke. Rush grabs the first one. He gets traded off. There is one more player, Rix. They don't spot him out. He sprays 2 down as they come through the smoke. He then pushes right back into it. No one's there. He does have the bomb down. Bolts has got to come back from Palace. But it's going to be Cold, who's in middle connector, who may have the most opportunity to do something. Gets a nice shot on Daps, takes him out, doesn't take too much damage. So 2-on-3, gets a second one, a spinning shot. Shazam can't land anything, and he falls easily. So down to a 2-on-2, and Conquest might just be giving this one away.
Hopefully not, because like we said, they've had such struggles in trading out these rounds and getting the advantage. But now you can see both of the LG players grouped up, and health pools across the board are relatively the same. So LG, what do you got for us? And pushing in towards the Palace side is going to be Rix, but there it is. To spot it out is going to be Naf. He's going to be able to spot that second player as well, so they know both players are attacking from the T-ramp. Flashbang goes out over the top. Return flashbang as well. Naf going to be a little bit blinded, but he does have support from his teammate Rix, but he's going to take the fight, and he wins it. So Conquest able to put 2 together once again, 14-8. And that's going to really, well, it's going to be another buy here from LG. They're a little light on a couple of players, but they're going to drop over some rifles, like Galil for Cold. And Steel's going to have an AK as well, so not a bad buy from them, actually.
Yeah, no, not whatsoever. That's just the amount of money they were able to build up in only 3 rounds off the back of winning an eco. So Fallen's got a good spawn for mid. He's got the AWP. Shazam has his as well. It's going to be a duel coming up mid and in the ladder room and jumping. Shazam picks him right out of the sky, takes off the head of Fallen. Now he's going to get smoked out in window room. Not a whole lot left for him to do inside window. He's got to fall away, but he's given his team the advantage. Look at Daps pushing up through the smoke on Catwalk. Very aggressive play. Catches Cold off guard. And he's going to keep fighting because there's a Molotov blocking his way back, and Fur drops him for it.
That shot from Shazam was absolutely nuts. But only a man advantage for Conquest, and that could fall here as Fur, Steel, and Bolts all simultaneously getting kills, and that just completely destroys Conquest. As the last man is going to be rushed over here from the stairs, and he goes down to Steel. So what looked so good in the beginning just crumbles in the end.
Yeah, that can't happen. He can't collapse that quickly in a 4-on-3 situation. That's 2 rounds now where they have, I mean, the other one was a 4-on-2. That was, you know, a little bit less advantageous for Conquest in a 4-on-3, but still, they just give up so many kills, and they're letting Luminosity get back into these rounds so quickly. And now look at this. I mean, they win 2 in a row, but after this, they have 3 pistols. They have 1 scout on the Naf, and they have 1 M4 again on the Rix. Now, the Deagle does connect on the Cold, does a little bit of damage, but quickly he's up Catwalk. There's a lot of pressure being put onto the B-bomb site very early.
That bomb moves its way up towards Catwalk, and this could swarm really heavily here. Daps is going to be able to return the frag onto Cold, and that's going to give the man advantage going over towards the Conquest side. The bomb is on Catwalk. They've got one coming out from Underpass as well, so 2 players over here in mid for LG. And Daps, he's really got to play this smart. He's going to peek out, and that's not the most intelligent peek to take in that battle, and the Fur is going to make him pay for it. Takes him down with a really nice AK-47 headshot up there towards the ladder room. So now it's going to be back to even strength 4-on-4. And look at this battle on Cat, Op versus Scout. And right now it's going to be Naf winning this battle. He's going to be over at Get Right. They find that frag anyway. Fallen's down and out. Shazam with the Desert Eagle finds Fur, and somehow Conquest turned this round on its head.
Yeah, Luminosity gets a little bit spread out. I mean, you could see there were no trade kills that went out in their favor, so they spread out. They try and be aggressive, getting up Catwalk very quickly, but it gets punished, and then from there, it was all one-on-one battles across the map, and Conquest just happens to win all of them. So, good defense from them. Luminosity now are probably going to be forced onto a save. They have a lot of rounds. They have 6 rounds to work with. So, I mean, they can afford to save one, get the economy back up. But nope, as I say it, Fur picks up an AK-47. Galil comes out onto Steel and Bolts, and Tech 9 and P250 on the remaining 2. So, still with a pretty solid buy. They're trying to keep the economy low of Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, they know that they were on a very tight buy in the last round. Nice leg shot coming out there in mid, though. Cold's going to eat that damage. And Shazam almost hitting that spam shot down through mid. That would have been nuts as well, but he's been putting in work for his team so far in this matchup, and it's just really unfortunate that the rest of them really haven't stepped up too terribly much. I mean, you can see kind of catching up a little bit is Rix, who was abysmal in the first half, but he's kind of caught fire here in the second half. He's gotten 9 frags so far this half. The smoke into the window room is going to make Shazam rethink his strategy over in that area. The bomb is dropped at the top side of mid. They're going to go ahead and retrieve that onto the back of Cold and move it up towards what looks like the B halls. Fur finds a frag onto Rix, or onto Rush, the other R. And now it's going to be a man advantage for LG, so this doesn't look too good for Conquest at the moment, but with Shazam playing there from Ticket Booth, you might be able to spot out Bolts coming up from that A ramp.
The big question is, Fallen's got himself into the ladder room. This is very Fnatic-esque. They have one connector, one in the ladder room, and they've rotated back towards the A bomb site after taking mid control. So Fallen's in a great spot to cut off rotations. I don't think he realizes how close Daps is. That pop flash doesn't blind Daps very much, but now he does. But Daps cleans him out anyways. Now all that's left is a hit onto this A bomb site. Shazam over at Phone Booth with the AWP. He's going to get smoked off, and Rix is pushing into the window room, so he's not going to have any defense. It doesn't matter, though, because Daps still doing work from Catwalk in the connector. Bomb is going to get planted, but heavy advantage going the way of Conquest.
Yeah, Rick's biding his time over there in window room, finds Steel, and that's going to be a nice frag there. 2-man advantage on the retake. Bolt's playing underneath the balcony, not in very favorable position, as he should get flushed out here in just a minute. That Molotov was a little bit off the mark. They're going to turn the attention over towards A ramp. Cold sacrifices himself for his teammate. Bolt picks up 2, but the bomb gets defused in the smoke, and Daps takes him down. So a 9th round now for Conquest. They're back within 6. 11th round, or pardon me, a 10th round there for Conquest, back within 5. And now we're into the 11th round of the second half, and this time, LG should save. I think. Maybe not.
Well,
for armor pistol.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a half buy because they got the plant down, they had some extra money, and also the losing bonus is going to start building up. So, I mean, they've done good damage. You look at the economy, Rix and Rush are pretty much broke. Daps and Naf aren't too far behind. You know, they got 3 kills that previous round, so, you know, why not try and keep the economy low? Even if they only get 2 rounds, it's still 2 drops that Conquest is going to have to suffer through. So, keeping the economy low, they're just grinding this one out here at the end.
Some good nade damage up there into the B halls. Bolts and Fur both down to, well, chip down about a bullet's damage. Flashbangs into that bomb site, and look at this. I like that Molotov that Daps throws out. He's going for the spray and pray. Doesn't manage to connect with anything else, but still not cleared out in that bomb site. It's going to be Naf. They finally trade him out. It's a 2 for 2. Looking for Shazam, and Fallen hits a nice shot onto him, so it's going to be a man advantage now. They do pick up a rifle onto Cold. They haven't salvaged that second rifle just yet, but that should be Fallen to pick that up here in a second, maybe. They haven't found it just yet, but now they know that there's one up top, and Rush is going to be able to find 1 and 2. Nice shots from him. Last man playing over by Get Right, and that's going to be Rush. Single-handedly just retaking that all by his lonesome. 11 rounds now for Conquest, but a scary eco round.
Yeah, Luminosity gets over that bomb set. It's the same strategy they used to win the 3rd round of the half on their eco as well, or their half buy on the 3rd round. So you try it again, it gets them a plant. That's kind of the big difference in this, is on top of doing damage to the economy through losing rounds. I mean, Luminosity has gotten many bomb plants in this half, and in the first half, Conquest couldn't do the same. They either weren't dealing the damage and weren't getting the bomb plants. So Luminosity having a very good matchup, even though the scoreline is closing a little bit, 11-15. But Fallen's got the op back in his hands.
And again, it's going to be a full buy here. Shazam trying to find something. Look at this boost in mid. They're going for the boost up over the top, and Shazam somehow finds it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. He spots the jump and just aims in the direction and gets the kill through the smoke. Nicely done from him. Bolts, however, does take on Shazam, and there's Fur chiming in with a kill of his own, so a 4-on-3 very, very quickly, but there's the flank from Naf. Gets some information, gets one kill. Fur trades him off, 3-on-2 still, but a couple members of Luminosity are very, very low.
You know, like you said, I mean, they should be able to salvage this one talking about Conquest, but it looks like they're going to be taking the hit towards B, and this is Dap's playground right now. He's got to come up absolutely massive for him, but he's playing very passively on Catwalk. All three of the LG players are going to be making their way through these B hallways, so...
Yeah, and look at Rix. He's pushed up on the air ramp. You really can't be farther away from a rotation towards this B bomb site, so Daps has got to come up huge here.
Well, he could push into Palace, I guess, if he wanted to get further away. Spots the nade, though. Flashbang comes out around the corner, and Daps, he's just going to bide his time, but he's looking the wrong way. Finds one and done. Now Rix with it all to do. And like you said, he's so detached from his teammate. And this is going to be an extremely difficult retake because of the positions that they're going to be able to get in. Gets the jump into the ladder room, so he's already up on Catwalk extremely fast, so able to hit that jump, and he's going to find well, maybe the shot on the fall, and he's going to drop the Molotov out, but that's not going to flush him out. Oh, it actually does do damage to him over there. He missed the what I thought missed the Molotov, but now he's going to get the 1v1 there, but there it is. Fallen's going to find the execution, takes him down, and that's a 16-11 final score in favor of LG. So very back and forth in that second half, but LG do manage to solidify that victory at a 16-11 scoreline.
Yeah, Rick's almost able to pull that out. That Molotov goes a little bit farther, and he probably gets it. Nice play from Fallen, though, under pressure, under fire, literally. And he pulls it out. Nicely done from them, and it really just came down. That was a good match out of Conquest, to be honest with you. The only thing is on their terrorist side, like we mentioned a couple times, not able to get plants, not able to do damage on a lot of their rounds. So, I mean, Luminosity is just able to outlast them. Either way, a good match. Luminosity gets a much-needed win to start climbing the ranks of these standings. That brings them from the 8th seed to the 6th seed in our standings. They're sitting at 3-2, a couple matches behind some of the teams at the top. So, good win for them.
And with that being said, we'll be back in a little bit for you guys with our next... What?
And while this is going on, there is still a match going on the other stream. That's Team Liquid versus Winter Fox. If you guys want to check that one out, although it currently is 15-6 in favor of Team Liquid. They are playing as terrorists on Overpass.
Yeah, not too terribly much of a surprise from that, as three of the players are still over in Europe trying to get their visas sorted out from the Winter Fox squad. So tough spot for them to be in because they've got a lot of talent on that team. They just haven't been able to showcase it as they're playing with three players with 120-plus ping. So tough spot for them to be in. But again, if you guys want to check that out, ESEA2 is the web address for you guys. So make sure to check that out, and we'll be back in a few minutes with our next matchup. Now let's switch over and talk about the Method side a little bit too.
I was just going to say, we didn't mention this at all. Davey is standing in for Method. He's a 3-sub player, but tonight he is going to be standing in for him. So that's the big interesting switch that we see on the Method lineup.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, you know, that's 3-sub, they've found a lot of success, and it's come on the back of Davey. So I'm interested to see how he melds, how he meshes with this Method lineup, at least on tonight, and see if they can step things up and do a sensational job and maybe steal one away here from the CLG squad. But now it comes down to this 1v1 and knife round, and just like we were talking about, Tarek and Davey going to be facing off here.
Yeah, that actually scares me a little bit for CLG, because with him just standing in, I mean, he probably hasn't practiced with these guys. And he's just going to be playing some freewheeling Counter-Strike, just going with the flow and, you know, making things happen. The rest of the team is going to play loose, knowing they're playing with the ringer. So that's kind of scary for CLG. Is, you know, we always see that honeymoon period, and it's because players, you know, just play by instinct. They play loose. They're not trying to fit into the system that their team is forming. So, I mean, this kind of a stand-in could provide some freedom for Davey, for him to make huge plays, because he's got a lot of talent. And if he just explodes, CLG could be in for a tough night and a close match.
Absolutely. So we do see CLG picking the CT side. Tarek was able to get the third round, the third frag for the round and the knife round, and they do get to opt for their choice, and that's going to be the CT side. So Tarek, JDM, Cutler, Hayes, FNS facing off against Justin, Ellie, Toy, Davey, and Silent. And it's going to be very interesting to see this op-on-op battle because we've seen Silent with the AWP blow up in some of these matches as well. How is he going to fare playing against a player like JDM, who's a very mobile AWP or a very solid opper? And there's a great nade to start things off, and that actually came out of the hands of JDM. Hayes is going to one-tap away one. JDM's going to be there as well. He does have backup. Look at how many CTs are over here. There's 4 in the B-bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, you could just kind of see that round was just over for Method before it even began. I mean, that's a tough call to make. The current meta on CT pistols on this map is to have, the B bomb site stack play retake over at A. And CLG did it in a massive fashion. They had 3 to 4 players there. They heard footsteps early, and the 5th player was actually over by Connector by the time that execution came in. So that's how you see so many CLG players. They're just able to mow them all down. And if FNS is to get this, that'll be a team ace.
Well, he's sitting in checkers right now, and there's the peek out from Cutler. See if FNS is going to be able to find this, but Silent just... I mean, he's got a fair amount of time, 35 seconds to work in, but the bomb has been dropped, flashbang to the face, and there's the peek from Cutler, but now it's going to be FNS over here in this area, too. He could manage to get it. Nope, Hayes going to tap him away, and that will be CLG. They were not really in too terribly much danger of losing that round after that initial push came in from the Methods side, so 1-0 in favor of CLG, and you can see they're going to go for a pretty heavy buy, and this is something that we didn't see out of Luminosity, and it actually paid off really well for LG on Mirage because they got so much money ramped up early that they never had to save once in their first half.
Yeah, it looks like Method, without even getting a bomb plant, they're not even going to invest in the pistols, not try and do any damage whatsoever. This gives a great opportunity for Hayes and FNS, with these weapons that provide money bonuses to just build up the bank a little bit, and FNS looks like he can be the beneficiary. He's over towards the A bomb site where all of Method is streaming over to. No smokes for him, though. They only have 1 flashbang, and there's Davey with a nice one-tap in mid. Brings down Cutler.
Beautiful shot from Davey, boosted up on Heaven. Here's a push out. FNS, he's going to only get 1 out of this exchange. But he does have a teammate there that's going to be JDM with the FAMAS. Going to be able to find 1. Nades over high. Davey going to get chipped down to 20 HP, but it's a 3-on-3 retake. But look at this. They still have a nade of smoke and 3 flashes on the CLG side. JDM's not even going to wait for that nade to come out. He's just going to eliminate Davey. And now Toy, he's stuck at default, and they've got 1 at quad, so a really tough position for them to be in, and they're just going to push on in. And JDM, taking matters into his own hands this round, picks up the quad and really kind of saves the day there for CLG. But that bomb plant, not a bad eco round for Method.
No, it's actually huge. I mean, that one deal shot from Davey takes out Cutler, and it forces the rotation. Immediately, you could see FNS with the SMG rotates out of quad and over towards the right side of the bomb site, where he's able to get swarmed. So it shifts the defense immediately, and that's when Method decides to pounce on that site. So good timing on that hit. And with that bomb plant, I mean, we didn't see one in the first round, but with it in the second round, without much of an investment, you're going to see a force buy here on the third round, or not even a force buy, it's a full buy. I mean, 4 AK-47s and Galil, they have good amounts of smokes and Molotovs and flashbangs as well, so Method looking good into this round. But JDM's already got the AWP, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah, he's actually over at that A bomb site playing solo dolo, so we'll see if he comes under fire there. But this is going to be FNS playing aggressively in mid. He does have a teammate over there by the cat box as well, but really, he's going to fall on back, but the flashes come out. Huge amount of flashes out middle, and that's going to be mid-control now for Method. Cutler taking a peek, but he's going to get chipped down to half health. So not a bad little execution there to get mid-control for the terrorist side of Method. Now what can they do with it is the real question. Where are they going to opt to go? They've got 3 players pushed out mid, 1 in Sunroom, 1 in A main. So they've got options here. They're kind of spread out, and they can really kind of weigh the odds here.
Yeah, and you got to imagine Tarek and Hayes over at this B bomb site are feeling a little bit scary. And nice shot once again onto Cutler. He gets picked off. Justin drops him. So it's just JDM over in A. FNS still smoked out in mid. He can't grab any info. He's going to swing wide. He spots 1. He falls back immediately, but very, very patient. Method has taken mid control, and they're just slowly strangling the life out of this defense. And now a mid B split comes in. Tarek's caught in the open. Hayes grabs 1. He's got to do a lot more. Flashbang comes out. He swings. He's got a couple blind players, but he can't find the kill. And he's just trying to delay for time, but Davey's not going to let him do it. Jumps over the boxes, gets that kill. 4-on-2 situation for Method.
Yeah, this should be Method's round right here, and this is a huge one to win. FNS is going to find the lurker over in Silent there by the vents. Molotov to the backside of the site as well is going to flush Ellie out, but that's not going to be too big of a deal as FNS barrels on out. Ellie's just got to watch his backside, and Justin's going to be there in that angle as well. Davey just pushing in towards CT spawn. He's got double on the round. FNS is going to find 1, but Ellie's going to be there for the trade. He's going to be able to pick up a rifle as well, and Davey's salvaging the AWP for Silent. So that's a big 4750 that they're not going to have to spend this round, especially with Silent only being on $3,200.
Yeah, that's a big win for Method. So immediately after 1 round win, they do force an eco out of CLG. And there is money on JDM. He's got 4,200, but they save one. The rest of his teammates will be able to pick up some rifles, have stronger buys. He'll be able to put another AWP back into his hands, and that'll be big. But a good round from Method. That plant, I mean, it's all down to that plant on the second round, comes up huge. So you see Tarek here with a taser, and where's he going to be? He's close over at this B bomb site, but playing very, very far back is the one member spotting for it. That's going to be Davey.
Oh, and Davey getting that crack in the smoke. He's going to find Hayes as well. And you can tell Method kind of went into farm mode this round. They picked up 2 SMGs as well to work with. And now Silent, he's going to come under fire here in A main. He's got to really be careful. FNS right around the corner, but he wide peeks, takes him down, and Justin's going to find a nice frag as well. Davey with a second MAC-10 as Tarek had to turn to find that player in checkers, but nice execution onto the B bomb site, not losing any players, not taking any damage at all this round whatsoever. I mean, it's a clean round. Beautiful job there. Silent not getting the money that he was really hoping for, but the 2 players with the SMGs clean up 3 of the 5 frags, and that's going to put some money in the bank. You can see Davey at 67.50 this round.
Yeah, that's going to be a double save out of CLG. So this early on, they just want to stabilize the economy. They don't want to get caught into a cycle of force buying where they don't really have anything strong to work off of. So just pistols across the board. They have some utility, though, and FNS even picks up a kit just in case it may come in handy. No reason not to invest. So this is a good start for Method, looking to get up towards 3 rounds. Justin and Davey still keeping those SMGs, but Tarek finds the initial kill on a toy. Ellie trades him out. It's a fast B play for Method. They're already in the bomb site. CLG can't stop them.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that they're going to be able to do. That nade up to heaven does 43 damage. A return nade as well down to 18 is going to be hazed. And now they're just going to probably set up for some exit kills here. Davey's got to watch out, but Silent is there for his backside. And not a whole lot that CLG can do in this situation. And just something to note, Davey is already 6-2, so as a stand-in, he's doubled up on frags. Actually, he's going to find another one, and if he pushes that smoke in CT, he might be able to execute one more, but there it is. Hayes finds one. Davey again with the MAC-10. And he's going to come around the side. Can he get the frag? No, he's going to have to switch over to the pistol. And he loses his life. So, costly round there for Method. But again, a little bit of SMG farming from Davey. That's going to still put him in a pretty good money situation fiscally.
Yeah, great round for CLG. FNS even gets away with the AK-47. I thought there might be an opportunity because he was the one with the kit. But that bomb plant position was for Silent over towards checkers and over towards that mid choke point outside B. So, no chance for him to really even try and ninja if he wanted to. So, good round from CLG despite losing it. Now you can see they have that AK-47 on FNS. The rest of them have the M4s. JDM with the AWP. Full buys. They've got 4 Molotovs, all 5 with smoke. So this is going to be a good defense for CLG to mount.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up big here. You can see Cutler getting very aggressive in middle. Again, he's going to be playing very close up. He's going to hear a lot of those footsteps going over towards that A bomb site as well. Playing in the little cubby. They've got one over by sandbags as well. It's going to be Hayes trying to spot out for Silence Peak with that AWP. And they've also got FNS in mid. So very, very heavy on the mid presence from the CLG side, playing solo Tarek at the B-bomb site and solo JDM at A. But JDM, he's going to come under fire here. He's got to be really careful. The smokes come in. He's got an angle onto that bomb site. And Toy, oh, he misses the shot, though. Toy is going to be able to get over towards Quad. Davey finds a headshot on Hayes. He's just playing like it's a pug right now. He's just pushing it. Davey with the triple now. And Justin finally going to meet his demise in the hands of FNS on the flank, but Davey going monstrous this round. And he has just been dominating so far in this matchup. We're only 6 rounds in, and he's got 11 kills.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, that's the Davey who's just coming in playing free. He doesn't have any role that he needs to define. They're not going to stop him from playing how he wants, just their first match together. So Davey just going nuts there, being aggressive, hyper-aggressive. Eliminates that defense. It all comes down to that first shot that JDM missed. If he's able to get that kill, I mean, Davey can't make that play, but because they had so many players survive and swing into the bomb set, he was allowed to be aggressive. So they get the wide angle, and from there, JDM's just trapped. A good round from Davey there. Overall, a good round from Method.
Yeah, and this is scary because Method, they look very poised on their terrorist side. These clean takes into these bomb sites, and CLG getting caught flat-footed. They had the mid-presence to have fast rotations over towards that B-bomb site, but one smoke over towards truck side kind of staves that off. And again, like you capitalized on, JDM missing that off shot on the toy, gave them a positional advantage on the terrorist side over by Quad, and allowed Davey to just jump up on top of Red Box and pick off heads. And he did it with great proficiency.
Yeah, now another eco round out of CLG. They do have 2 members with M4s. So they're going to try and have them initiate the attack. And actually, it's Tarek pushing up. He dinks down Davey, but with the MAC-10, Davey's able to just mow him down to 14 HP. Meanwhile, the Stack is over at this A bomb site, so the B site is clear, but Method doesn't know that quite yet. FNS with this M4 is going to have an opportunity to do some damage, but all of his teammates are falling. There goes Hayes. There goes Cutler. Nice work from Method. Very methodical.
And there you go. Nice play on words from Moses. FNS pushing into A. Manny really didn't have much choice but to take that fight. They went for the double-man stack in the A bomb site, and Silent playing on top of Catbox was able to just spot the top of that player's head and take him down. So both of the remaining CTs are going to be stuck over here in A as that bomb infiltrates that B bomb site. So really difficult spot for CLG to be in. They're down what's soon to be 2-5, and they haven't really shown me much here on these gun rounds. Now, granted, this was like a predominant eco round out of them, but I mean, they had 2 rifles to work with, and they just got picked apart.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with those. When you only have 2 rifles, it's kind of hard. You want them to be the first point of contact to give yourself a chance of getting that initial kill, of being able to salvage weapons for your pistols. But it's sometimes very hard on the CT side to predict where that aggression is going to come from the terrorists, so they're going to have to try and save these out. They smoke off this, and JDM gets into a fight. He wins that against Toy, so he's going to get away with the M4. So is FNS. That's a nice round, or a nice ending to a lost round for CLG, I should say.
Yeah, but look at the economy here on the terrorist side. 12,000 for Ellie at the start of the round, over 10K for Davey and Silent. And Davey, 12-3, but again, he's reading these plays really, really well so far. I mean, dropping the AK over to a fallen comrade and picking up the MAC-10 for that anti-eco round, and ends up getting a kill out of it. $600, survives as well. Even though he had a MAC-10 for the rebuy, it doesn't really matter too much because he's not doing too much of a detriment to his economy. He's still sitting up around $10,000, $8,900 for him.
Well, I mean, CLG's kind of known for being aggressive on this map as CT. It seems at times they almost want to play 2 terrorist tabs on this. They like to push up those B very, very frequently, even on gun rounds. We haven't seen that quite yet, so I'm waiting for them to bust it out. But on their eco rounds, I mean, Davey's just camping, and he's gotten a couple free kills that way. So now we have Silent from Method. He's boosted up in middle. He hasn't peeked mid yet. He's just watching for any kind of a flank. It's going to be a delayed take on mid. He's got to be careful. There's Cutler directly under him. Cutler takes out Toy, so now his position is known. And he swings out the check for the boost. He spots the head of the Opper. That's Silent, but he can't land the headshots. Eventually he pulls out the pistol and he gets that kill, but very scary situation for Cutler.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the round, but Hayes just dropped a massive spam onto Davey. Does manage to clean him up in the long run as well. He spammed him from the backside of Checkers from CT spawn under Heaven. So that was a nice little bit of damage early in the round, and finally a little bit of life coming out of the CLG side. But this is going to be JDM. He's got to hit these shots, and he misses again. They're going to be able to get in and at least get a bomb plant. So a little bit of a saving grace here for Method as they do get the bomb plant. Now they can play a little bit of a position game against the CLG retake. So it's a 2-on-4, but it's not unwinnable for the Method side. And you can see they're already trying to push in, and there it is. Justin's going to find one, but the trade comes out, and Tarek's going to be there to bail out his teammate as well. So Counterlogic Gaming is going to be able to get another round on the board at their third. But 8 rounds in, and they're still down by 2. 5 rounds for Method on their T side thus far in this match, and we still have 7 more rounds to play in the first half.
Well, there's still a lot of money for CLG to clear out of the bank of Method. 3 members over 10,000 as this round begins, which is pretty scary. So they're able to drop over some AK-47s. I assume Silent's going to go back onto that AWP. Nope, he's going to pick up the AK-47, so perhaps decided to do something a little bit more faster paced as Method. Try and throw the CLG defense off with something quickly executed. Almost looks a bit like a mid-B split, with 4 members heading over towards B. Only 1 in middle right now. That's Davey, just going to try and work his way out of this smoke when he feels the time is right, but it's aggression from CLG. Tarek's got a big job to do, and he can't spray Andy down. The Molotov does finish off Ellie, but now there's Cutler in the vents. He gets taken out as well. The bomb site's free. This is great for Method.
And this is a dangerous round for CLG to lose, too, because this is not going to... I mean, it's going to reset the economy for 3 out of the 5 players. 2 of them are going to be able to buy again after this round is over, but...
I imagine they save here.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, they should just fall back and hang on to their rifles.
Yeah, Method gets in far too quick on that take, and actually this is a scary part too, because there's 1 member flanking from behind to kind of eliminate these guns, even if they don't try and go for it, and there it is, Davey. He finds JDM, Silent picks up the remaining 2, a clean sweep. I mean, Nelly falls, but they have 4 members survive, so just more money's going to be built up, and they're back onto anti-eco rounds. CLG can't even... I mean, they can actually... Cutler could drop a weapon, and Tarek could buy up, so they actually might decide to force buy here, and they are going to.
And Cutler actually dropped 2 and buys a FAMAS, so it's going to be a really struggle buy here for CLG's side. But again, in that last round, I mean, it was a 3v4, bomb taken away, full control for the T side and that B bomb site. Don't go for it. Save for the next round. You still got 6 more rounds to play with in this half, and now you're going to put yourself into a position where if they drop this round, it's going to be a potential double save.
Yeah, this is a very, I mean, CLG is sitting on a very, a knife's edge here in this match, whether it's just going to snowball out of the control or not. FNS does spot one. Molotov comes out towards Forklift. No rotations quite yet, but there's a lot of pressure being put on this site. They don't know the extent of it quite yet, but there's JDM. He's isolated by some Molotovs. FNS cannot help him out, and he falls in turn as well. And there's Hayes in middle. Silent knocks him right out. So another good take.
Absolutely astonishing on these takes so far. It's only been one round that CLG's been able to stump them on a gun round. I mean, they won pistol, they run the round afterwards, and they've only gotten one gun round to their name, and it came in the last round here. Or 2 rounds ago, pardon me. Color is lurking here, going to find Davey, but that's really going to be their only saving grace in this round here. And at this point, Method, with all the money that they have stacked up, they need to go on the chase. Get these guns out of their hands. There's no reason for them to wait, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Justin finds one and spots out Tarek in the back of B, so here comes the rotation, and the Doom train is on from the Method side. They're going to try to flash him out, smoke him out, get him out of that back side of that site, and take him down, and they do exactly that. So Method steamrolling their T side.
Yeah, now it's the really scary point where CLG has to save this round, but when they come back from, or when they're done with that eco, they can't really afford to save too much anymore. So they might just be on the cycle of force buys with Thomases and some utility until they can string together some rounds. So, I mean, Davies back on the MAC-10 as if he needs to farm even more. He's at, Silence at 13,000, Davies at 9,500. They have so much money. He's going to keep going for it, though, and very aggressive plays. And look at this. They choose correct. They go towards the A bomb site. It's only FNS. You're just jump spotting inside the bomb site. This is going to be another easy anti-eco.
Yeah, and I mean, CLG just flat-footed on their CT side. They've got no answer for any of the aggression that's coming out. And here comes the push in towards that A-bomb site. And look at how far away this rotation is in FNS. He's going to try to catch the back of one of these players, but it's Silent to take him down. And honestly, in this point, they shouldn't lose any players. Hayes goes down. He was the first one over by Truck side. They've got 2 more coming in from Truck, but it's smoked off. Nice shots through the smoke, though. Cutler is going to be able to find one that's Silent down and out, but JDM going to be your last. Well, no, Tarek's going to be your last man standing, but Davey again with the MAC-10 finds another one. And now Tarek in this smoke. They're just spamming on through him. Tarek shows himself. Davey cleans it up. That's another $1,200 for him that round. He's at $13,950 plus the money bonus going into the next round and $16,000 for Silence. So they got money for the rest of this half.
Yeah, and CLG, they're going to have to buy up here. So they do have the M4s. They don't have Thomases. That money bonus has gotten up big enough with only 3 rounds in a row lost. No kits on the board, but they do have some pretty decent utility. 4 smokes to work with, a bunch of flashbangs and a nade, and we still haven't seen them get aggressive, and I would imagine they're going to bust it out sometime soon because nothing seems to be working for them, and it's going to be another mid to B split for Method. Is the bomb and 3 players over towards that B halls, but there's a boost. Silent takes out 1. There's 1 member left there, and Hayes over at the B side. He's cleaning things up. He gets 2 kills.
So not a bad, not a bad start here. Tarek was the one to pick up the other kill, but it again, still a lot of work for them to do because these 3 players that are alive and JDM pushing through Squeaky. Here's a flashbang around the corner, and that might catch him out. Oh, they spot the shoulder. They line up, though, and JDM punishes them. So this should be an easy round cleanup for CLG, but at what cost is it going to be? If they get their money reset again at this point in the half, that's just rotten luck. Absolutely rotten luck.
Well, not luck, because it all depends on their performance, so it's completely up to them. But
and I mean,
it would be devastating.
Really well.
It would be devastating to their half if they get reset here. That would just be heartbreaking because this half would steamroll completely out of their control. Here, if they can salvage this, 6-9, 7-8, they're going to have a shot going into the Terrace half. Which on this map, I actually think CLG's Terrace half is much better than the defensive half. So they need to give themselves some kind of a chance moving forward into the second round.
And again, for those of you in chat asking, Davey is just standing in for the Method squad this evening. He is still currently a 3-step player for the time being. Oh, wow. All right. Little spam there from Ellie. He's going to find a dink on a JDM by Catbox. He's got to be happy to find that one.
Yeah, and this is different from Method. They've had some more faster-paced strategies that are committals to these bomb sites. This time they spread it out. They slow things down, watch for pushes. Haven't found anything, but like you said, good damage on the JDM. Cutler's boosted up over in this A bomb site. I don't think they spotted or heard that whatsoever. They have 1 member close, but I don't think he's aware of it quite yet. And that could be dangerous because you can see it allows rotations down towards highway, more emphasis on middle.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this. They have 3 players that are all watching towards mid. They've only got, well, Tarek Tarek in the backside, but there it is. JDM gets finished off with a touchdown grenade from Ellie. And that was all pretty much Ellie's damage being done there. Hayes down to 1 HP in Vince, but he's got the bomb. And that's kind of a nice find for the CLG side. As you can see, a Molotov's going to follow that frag up. And that's going to hold him off it for a little bit longer. And you can see 30 seconds left on the clock. So it's still not a lot of time, and they got to move, and FNS is going to find one, but Justin and Toy answer back. Coming around from mid is going to be Tarek, who finds one, tapping away. He's going to find a second one as well, and now it's down to Justin and a 1v2 with only 20 seconds.
Yeah, this round is pretty much over right now. Justin's just got to go hunting for the frag. Can't wait to slow down. He does take out Tarek. That was a silly one I want to take, and now it's just Hayes with 1 HP, but no time on the clock. Hayes is just going to run, knowing no matter what happens, the bomb cannot get planted in time, so a little bit of a heartbreak there for Method. A good round, though. Justin's going to plant the bomb just to get the extra 300, but CLG just hanging on by a thread still. Their economy still isn't strong, so they've got to be careful. They're still at danger of being reset as soon as they lose a round, and there's plenty of money on the Method side moving forward.
You know, right you are, Moses. And again, we're going to see this round. It's the 14th, second to last round of this first half, and you can see Davey still top fragging in the server. He's almost been caught up to by Silent. Both of them having pretty solid starts to this matchup. 15 frags for Davey, 12 frags for Silent. The rest of the team a little bit behind. Toy, he's been a little bit lackluster. They're just going to push through this Molotov up on boost, and that's going to catch Hayes down. Davey's going to be able to get the trade kill onto Cutler as well, so a 2-for-1 trade in middle, and that is going to pay dividends for him in the long run. As you can see, JDM smoked off all the way over a quad. He's not going to be able to find anything, and now Method with a lot of time to play with and the man advantage to work with as well.
Oh, look at this rotation back to the B-bomb site for Method as well. They have an open site if they just do it, but they don't commit to it. Either way, Silent just drops FNS just so quickly. So now this defense is completely split. No matter, Method, all they have to do right now is just group up and hit a bomb site. And if JDM is he's going to have a tall task on his hand. There's Molotovs, there's nades, there's flashbangs on the Method side. So he's got to get this initial pick and just run with it. And he does. He finds one. He's still alive. They haven't Molotov. Oh, a second one. Peeks over towards mid. Can't get the third one. Nade lands right at his feet. He's so incredibly low. And there's Toy to finally finish him off. But he did his job. He puts Tarek into a 1-on-2. Even without a kit, Tarek's got a chance here.
He's not going to be able to find the damage onto Ellie that he was looking for. Throws the flashbang around the corner. He's going to spot Toy out. He's not going to be able to find him. Does manage to isolate a 1v1, and that bomb isn't planted for Toy, but he's going to go for the peek, and Tarek, oh, he loses the battle in the long run. Toy coming up huge. Big 2 frags on the round for him, as he was the bottom fragger in the server at the start of that round, but coming up big when he needs to, and Method is going to be able to pick up that round, and that, again, like you said, Moses, resets that money, and they are going to have an abysmal buy for the final round of the first half, talking about CLG.
Yeah, I have 4, what is it, 3.57s, a CZ, and a Deagle. It's not strong at all, and this is around, very light utility. They just use one of their 2 smokes now. One of their only Molotov just gets used now, so it's going to have to be aggression up mid. That's Hayes, and he finds the bomb. Ellie not prepared for it whatsoever in this spread out defense. These eco kills. This is what that spread out default is designed to protect against, and it's not working.
And Toy is able to find one while he harasses over by that squeaky door. That's going to be FNS down, but you can see Hayes already rotating over to join his comrade. Molotov out over boost, flashbang to follow. Silent going to go take a peek. Not going to find anything, but Toy still over by Squeaky. That bomb perched by A-Main, ready to get pushed on in there. Molotov comes out from boost, and now Hayes, he's aware that there's going to be a player up in this area. And that's going to be Silent to try to hold this down, but the man advantage still going that way. And there's the push in. Cutler not going to be able to find the damage that he's looking for as Toy survives with 2 HP, and it's evened up on 3v3.
Yeah, and Hayes is going to try and rotate into this bomb site. Flashes in front of Redbox, can't grab the angle quick enough. Justin beats him to it, drops him with a nice headshot. Tarek with this Deagle. The big danger is JDM on a flank. He's got an AK-47, and he's going to meet up with Silent, who has an AWP, and he just turns to watch it right now. This might be the saving grace for Method in this round, but he misses the shot. JDM still with the chance.
I thought Silent was a little bit lower than that, but Silent is going to be able to hang on. Tarek hits a nice 1 dig, and it's going to be Toy with 2 HP to clutch it out in the 2v1, and that Molotov is going to roast him. Good job from CLG on the retake, a force up, and somehow they managed to walk away with the win.
Yeah, that's actually a good ending to this half for CLG. You know, they get beat up in the middle portion of that, but to win 3 rounds there at the end, and especially that last one with that kind of a weak bye that they had, that gives them a much better opportunity. 6 rounds, they can work with that moving forward. And Method, the big question is, this is where new teams kind of struggle, is that coordination on CT side. How do your comms work? How do you know when to rotate with new players? So this is a real chance here for CLG, to stave off disaster.
Disaster is exactly what I would classify that as. You know, we talked about it in the pregame a little bit that CLG, they shouldn't be losing to teams like Method. Not that Method's a bad team by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not on the same level that we expect CLG to be playing at. And right now at a 9-6 half, Method, that was a pretty stellar terrorist side. Now, obviously, they could have gotten a little bit more out of that, but you know, 9 rounds on your T side of cash, that's not a bad showing at all.
No, I mean, that's great for Method, and it was all Davey. I mean, Davey really got him started. He kind of waned off as the half wore on, but that start he had where he just, I mean, that first gun round, you know, streaming into the bomb site, dropping 3 players within like 2 seconds, he really got him rolling there and got him out to a big lead that they could just coast on. So very impressive stuff from the stand-in, and he puts them in a great position to win this match outright.
So we'll have to see how Method capitalizes on their 3-round lead going into the second half. It's going to be a tall order because CLG, they're no slouches, especially when it comes to the terrorist side. It's like you said, they like to play 2 T sides on this map. Well, they should be pretty seasoned coming into this second half then.
That was actually one of the more reserved CT sides I've seen out of them on cash. Normally,
I agree.
And normally they're pushing over in B bomb site, you know, 2 or 3 times per half. They do a lot more aggression in the doorway, so perhaps just trying to get a little bit more experience playing passively on this map, trying to get comfortable with it, and they just got beat up by Method. That was a good half out of them for sure. But JDM's going to have an opportunity to go nuts here with this mid boost to try and pick some things off, alleviate some pressure, because they kind of, I mean, with the way the money worked out in the first half for CLG, he just wasn't able to have it op frequently enough. I don't even think we saw it really after that first gun round that he had it. So. No. I mean, they need to stabilize that economy. They need to make sure that gets into his hands on this terror side so he can have a bigger impact on the match.
Right, and you can see exactly where he's at. I mean, he's top fragging for his team, but predominantly most of those frags came from the AK-47 that he salvaged. You know, it's just one of those kind of things. His rifles were a little bit stronger than anything else, and here you go, Method going to be very aggressive in the pistol round, pushing in B. And this is something that we didn't see from CLG in that first half. This is a pistol round that they like to run, actually.
Yeah, and CLG, I mean, they got the info. They know they pushed up, and they're just going to rush right into this B bomb site. They have them cornered in the sunroom, and they've got to come back to help the bomb get there, but it doesn't even matter. FNS and Cutler and Hayes even cleaning them out. Now they push all the way towards CT spawn. Ellie's up top. He's got a lot of work to do, but they push past him. They're fighting with Davey, who's rotating from the A bomb site. He does grab a kill, but so many advanced positions for these CLG members. This is going to be a brutal retake.
Decoy grenade, that's going to beat JDM to turn, and that's going to capitalize for Davey. He's going to be able to find another kill. It's down to a 3v3. And 2v3 now is the only kit is going to be on Ellie. He's gotten himself up towards the site. He's going to do some good damage over there onto Cutler. He's got to find this kill. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. And then Tarek going to tap away Davey. So Counter Logic, they've got an opportunity to even things up onto a 9-9 scoreline before the first gun round comes out. But it's still an uphill battle for him because this anti-eco could come out and could be very strong from Method. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's both pistol rounds won for CLG in this matchup. So nice second half opening. There's going to be some upgraded pistols onto the Method side, but no investment into armor. And I mean, you look at the set of CLG, this is full just SMG anti-eco mode. There's no armor on these players. Method, they need to get some picks long range with that Deagle from Davey, some of these P250s. Otherwise, those P90s are just going to chew them up.
And there's the opening, though. And some great damage being dealt, though. Hayes is going to be down to 4 HP. JDM's down to 5 HP, so they might be able to clean up a couple of these kills, but Tarek's going to capitalize on the one. JDM does go down, though. And look at this. Toy trying to get himself out of A main. He's not going to be able to find the right route, and it's going to be all on silent with the Desert Eagle over here in the A bomb site. Bomb rotating all the way back to B, and flank coming up from Catwalk. I'm sure Silent hears this push coming in from behind him, but they're not clearing the corners just yet, and he's still right around here, and look at this play from Silent. Unfortunately, Cutler going to just shoulder peek out just enough to see him. Takes him down with a nice headshot through the wall, and that will be an 8th round now for CLG as they keep themselves alive in this matchup, and Method don't really find what they're looking for on that anti-eco.
Yeah, and much the same here. So they're kind of just going forward, and they want to have the best buy possible in that 4th round with that strong terrorist half. They feel confident if they can get started on the right foot into the gun rounds, they're going to be okay move in this matchup. And 3 SMGs still. I mean, Cutler rebuys a MAC-10, so he's going to try and go farming just a little bit. He's going to take that over towards the door. Look at this aggression at A-main. Here comes the pop flash. JDM, he doesn't get blind whatsoever. He sprays on the first one, the second one. Even the third one swings out a little bit late. He gets a 4th so quickly. Now he pulls out the Glock, but can't get the ace. Cutler's going to clean it out. Good round from JDM protecting against that push.
He crouched behind that box at the perfect time. He couldn't have planned that or timed that any better. He crouches right when that pop flash goes off and then just cleans house. So nice job there from JDM with that P90 over by A main to stave off any kind of an anti-eco rush from the Terra, from the CT SATA method. And now we're going to get into our first gun round. You can see Silence got the AWP. JDM still on a MAC-10. Well, drops it for the MP7, but still not much of an upgrade over what he had before. And looks like CLG going to be bidding for a little bit of mid-control as they do throw the smoke wall out, the flashbang to follow, and they're going to push on out here as that's going to be JDM and Cutler trying to make something happen. It looks like it's gearing up to be a mid-B split.
Yeah, very patient. There's Silent. He misses the first shot. It was a free kill, basically. FNS just swings, no nades, and they trade that off. So the entry into the B bomb site is real. And Davey and Justin don't even look like they want to go for it. They look like the call's to save already, and it is. Ellie's even running away. So those 2 kills alone, CLG has the round 1. JDM, he's just watching the flank.
He wants to get a rifle here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got a couple to work with in the B bomb site. There's even an op down for him, so that's a free op. There's one way to get an op into his hands in the second half is just to pick up the one that was dropped. So I assume he's going to go salvage that. He's just waiting to see if they're going to go for it by coming through the vents. In fact, I would prefer him to do that instead of chasing out these frags right now.
I agree, 100%. You can see he's actually going to go back to mid. He does pick up a kill from that. Cutler does pick up the op, but that's an AK-47 that he dropped in order to pick that up, so a much heavier investment in order to do so. But now JDM picks up the M4 off of that fallen CT side, and you can see Davies actually going to find Tarek exiting towards B. Cutler with the op takes him down, and that's going to be Justin to try to salvage this M4. And he does get Cutler down. He might be able to swing and gets a nice headshot there to end out the round, and making it very expensive now for the CLG side. So not bad from Justin. 3 frags at the end of that round. And forcing up the rebuys here. But you can see Hayes already over 10,000 going into the 5th round of this second half.
Yeah, that actually may seem like a small detail that he's able to do that. But, I mean, now you look at Hayes, he was over 10K. Now he's down at 5,600. The rest of his teammates, 3,100, 4,300, 15 and 1,100. So, getting those kills, preventing that op from being salvaged, that costs a lot of money for CLG into this round. It's going to be much the same strat, heavy towards the B bomb site. This time, Method's got it stacked with 4 players. This could be scary for CLG.
And there's the flashbang out. They're going to go for the push-in, and FNS is going to be able to line up a couple, but that's going to be Justin with the spray down. Oh, he almost lines up 2 more, but Cutler's there to save his teammate, and it's all on Davey to rotate in towards this B bomb site. But look at how low 3 of these players are. They're all one-shotable with the Desert Eagle if Davey can line it up.
Yeah, but CLG just waiting for any kind of aggression from Davey right now. They're just playing it so patiently. He drops out. They might have heard that
Gets
footstep.
the M4. Yeah, he's got a rifle to work with, though.
I think Hayes heard that. So, you see them. He's just watching for him to push up the B bomb site. The other 3 are going to go over towards A. But you're right. If he gets a lucky spray down, this could be a really great 1-on-4 to win for Davey. It's definitely in the realm of possibility with 3 members, basically 1 bullet away from death. He's going to get caught out in the open, though, and Cutler cleans up. He doesn't even land 1 bullet. So,
that's unfortunate.
Almost for Davey.
He played that right. He salvaged the M4. He was able to rotate back towards A, maybe just not anticipating that push was going to be coming in from A main so quickly once he got there. But if he was able to line up that spray down, he could have gotten 3 frags very, very quickly, and that would have put Hayes in a very difficult spot because he was sitting on like 4 HP by the end of that round. So good job from CLG recovering that round. Oh, no, that nade!
Oh, it doesn't even really do any damage.
Yeah, but his spam did. Hayes down to 72.
Yeah, this is much more slower pace from CLG. They don't go for that mid-B split play. They know there's a lot of guns out. Silence got the AWP. He's guarding A bomb site. So they do have that 2 players, 1 in B, 1 in A, and 3 over towards mid. This is a pretty solid crossfire setup. And now with Justin and Ellie in perfect position underneath the boost box and over towards vents, that's going to rotate Davey back towards A. So solid so far. We'll have to see how CLG can test and find the information of how this setup is working.
And Toy basically playing solo over at the B-bomb site, but this is still, he's got a fast rotation in from Vince from Ellie's side. But again, Ellie's been kind of quiet this matchup. He's 7-14, and Toy is 10-14. So honestly, if I'm looking at the scoreboard and trying to figure out where I want to go where the players that are playing the least fraggy are, it's going to be the B-bomb site.
Here comes the execute. Silence going to have a lot of work to do. He didn't get blinded by pop flash last time. This time he does. He's forced to grab a different angle. There is a small crack in that smoke, but he can't do anything. Justin bails him out with the first kill. They haven't cleaned him out. There's Davey. Grabs a second one. All of a sudden, this hit from CLG much less impressive. And there's Silent coming through the smoke, grabs another one. 4-on-2 now. CLG with nowhere to go. They've got to come through smokes if they want to make anything happen. That's what JDM's doing. He grabs 2, but he can't get away from Ellie. He rotates just in time, but that was looking scary from JDM. He was heating up.
He definitely was, and that's a scary player to have heat up at this point in the matchup, especially when it's so close. And CLG, they're able to put it up in his hands once again this round. He's got 59-50, so he'll have a relatively healthy buy if he goes for the AWP small armor and then a handful of grenades. You can see that's exactly what he's going to do. So he's got a smoke and a flash, so this is a very healthy buy from the CLG side. But again, that money starting to dwindle down a little bit.
Yeah, if they get a plant this round, they're going to be okay. If they don't get a plant, they'll be able to force buy if they choose to, but it would be a little bit sketchy. And this might be the play that Tarek, I mean, one place he likes to make at A main is just rushing over towards Forklift directly through the smoke, and this looks like it might be exactly that. He's going to pop flash himself through. He's going to lead the way. He goes for a boost. He knows he's been boosted. He can't get the kill, though. That's Davey. He chimes in on one. There goes Justin inside the bomb site. Davey's still up there. Finally gets cleaned out by Hayes, but one member left over in quad playing with the fire. Cutler hunts him down. Now the bomb site in the control of CLG.
Yeah, and this is a huge round to flip on its head right now. As Method, they're down to a 2v4, and the save has been called. So Method going to give up the 12th round now to counter Logic Gaming. And tough spot for them to be in now because that's going to reset their money. So they're going to be right back onto an eco round, hopefully with 2 rifles to boot. But it's going to be a very difficult situation for them to be in. You can already see that they're just looking over towards that terrorist spawn. Hayes going to be working his way down there as well as JDM. They've got 3 players now filtering over towards this terrorist spawn, and Hayes is going to meet his demise, but that gives up the position that Silent had, and he's going to be looking for another one here in just a moment, but that's going to be FNS to try to push in. He's trying to hold on to this rifle. Pop flash might come over the top. There it is. Nice shot from Silent. He's looking for another one, but his teammate's too far away, and he might not get this, but there it is. Toy actually takes them both down, so all for naught. And look at the money now on the CLG side. JDM with 35-50 and no AWP. They're going to throw one over, but it's going to be a force-up.
Yeah, I mean, CLG really didn't have the economy to go for those chases, and that's just brutal. Much like earlier in the half, they lost 4 members chasing that down, so a bunch of rebuys. Now their economy is just equally precarious right now. That's one way for Method to get right back in this, if they can string a couple together, because this is a pretty solid buy out of Method. Cutler is misreading the situation completely with the MAC-10. He's going up against an AWP and Thomas's and a couple M4s, so, I mean, if CLG gets reset here, Method's right back in this game.
Well, absolutely. We could see it all tied up once again here very, very shortly. That's a good grenade in towards a main. That finds a tremendous amount of damage, but there it is. Your play from Tarek pushing in towards Forklift immediately in the beginning of that round, and now Cutler's going to come under fire. That MAC-10, though, is going to get the job done as he finds 2 frags with it before Tarek falls. So, again, we're going to see another very difficult retake from the CT side. As Toy on the flank, he's going to come under fire from FNS, and he loses that battle, and it's all on Ellie to try to hang on to an AK. So
yeah,
that round got flipped, turned upside down.
All right, calm down, Fresh Prince.
I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, tell you about what happened to Method in bomb site A.
I just can't even do it anymore.
I don't know where I was going with that one.
This is just a completely different CLG team from that first half. I mean, this is just kind of the difference between their T side and their CT side, but I mean, they're just swarming these bomb sites, and Method can't find any of these kills early on. And
no, not at all.
It's fortunate that they actually survived with 4 people alive, because that chase where they actually lost 4 people at the end of that other round was put them in a very tough spot. So if they lose too many people, then they're still in a tough economical situation. But either way, now they finally seems like they've stabilized it a bit, and it is going to be a save this time for Method.
So there you go. They're going to be on just an AK on the back of Ellie. He does have a small arm to work with as well, but he is not performing as well as he probably would like to be, obviously. I mean, 10-3 and 15, he's not really pulling his weight as much as possible. So, again, this is the right situation for Cutler to have that MAC-10 in, because no head armor to work with against any of the 5 players. So this is going to be really, really difficult for the Method side. You can see Davey trying to take a peek, but that squeaky door is going to open up here momentarily, and that's going to be Cutler to lead that charge.
Yeah, but they're going to run into another stack at this A bomb site, and this has been dangerous for him in the past. Davey, I don't know if he got spotted as he's sneaking up here, but here comes a flashbang into A main. Davey's going to get the first kill. He gets a second one as well. Huge play from Davey. Grabs 2 kills initially. They've even gotten JDM out of the door, so it's a 2-on-5 now. Ellie chimes in on a Cutler, and FNS is just saying, what the hell, guys? I don't know what just happened, but I'm in a lot of trouble.
Well, they walked right into that stack, and that beautiful pop flash worked better for Silent than it did for Davey than it did for anybody else. But FNS is going to even things back up onto a 3v1. He's got to go 1v5 in order to close this one out. And Toy going to take a little bit of a harassment peek there, spots his head over the top, and this nade is going to take him down. So that's going to be a third kill now for FNS, and he's got one more up top. But that's Ellie. He's not going to lose that battle. And Method, they steal away an eco round, and let's see what the money looks like on CLG's side. They should have another buy here, but this is going to be their last one before a reset.
Yeah, this is where it comes down that they lost. They've lost 8 weapons chasing saving CT players in this half so far, and this is where that really comes into play. It's a long, slow play, but a double op setup now for Method. They get it basically for free. So Justin has one. Silent's going to have one. They're going to go to the bomb sites, and actually, they're going to take it over towards mid and over towards the A bomb site. It's going to be 3-man aggression out towards the B bomb site. Ellie and Toy pushing up immediately. Hayes hears this, and he just tucks himself into a corner to see what's going to happen, see if he can catch him off guard, because they're running this whole way. He knows this is coming, but he can't get the kill anyways. Toy checks it. The rest of his team has responded and turned around, but scary spot for CLG to be in once again.
Hayes pushing on in towards mid-main. He's going to find the opening kill in that area, but that flashbang is not going to catch Cutler enough. He does manage to trade that, so it's going to be a 2-on-3, and the last 2 remaining for the CT side both have ops. Now, I want to touch on something in the last round. One of the big things that I noticed was actually there was a double up set up there on the Terror side as well. JDM and Tarek both had it, and they both got picked off very, very early, one by Squeaky and one by A-Main, so that kind of might have played a factor into why they dropped that round, because they were trying to play those angle games, and that flashbang was just too perfect and too well timed, and it ends up costing them in the long run.
Yeah, now Justin and Silent's on this huge flank. He's going to throw a pop flash out. He's going to try and peek out towards quad. They spot him though. One's boosted up, so they know at least 2 are there. Actually, I believe all 3 are there. JDM gets that pick off, and JDM's in the bomb site. He grabs those last 2, a 3 kill for him on the round, 14-11 now. So CLG, despite being in a couple sticky situations throughout this half, they've kind of come through the most difficult part. And you could see Method's going to be on another eco round here at 11-14, unless they decide to force buy, unless they want to take the gamble and just try and prevent, any possibility of overtime. But I think they're just going to upgrade some pistols and play for the tie.
Don't really have too much of a choice in this situation with the money situation that they're in. I'm going to keep saying situation over and over because that seems like the right thing to do.
I just want to muse a little bit about that round, because Method, I mean, not a bad idea to have that B aggression with the 2 ops, but like why, I'm just confused as to why they were just running the whole way as if they thought it was going to be an A hit. It seemed like they were trying to catch a fast flank, but there was no pressure on the A bomb site. So CLG was basically able to ambush him around red box and mid. Just a little interesting that they just threw caution to the wind and just kind of sprinted that flank.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with you on that as well. And they actually double peek over here at B. They might be able to sneak a little bit of a peek and try to take FNS down, but that hit looks like, again, it's going to be coming over mid and towards the A bomb site. They do manage to dink him, and look at this, Davey! He's going to push in, JDM high! That's the bomb down as well, and oh, Davey just barely doesn't get out of that in time. Silent did manage to take down FNS, so we are on a 3 versus 3. They haven't salvaged any rifles just yet here on the CT side of Method, but they are going to put themselves into a position where they could potentially steal away another eco round victory. They did it with no armor the last time. Why the hell is this going to be any different?
Yeah, and Ellie and Toy have a little bit of a crossfire set up. Ellie's spotting this box so they won't check for Toy, and actually that's where the bomb's going. This could be detrimental. If Ellie's able to land a shot, even just do any damage without a kill, distract the attention for Toy to pounce. It's a lot of faith, but it doesn't matter. And Hayes checks it, just spams the box. There's a nice shot from Ellie, cleans out Hayes. 2-on-2 now as they enter the site. Those shots through the smoke aren't going to land. But you see Justin rotating over. This is a round they got to go for. If they could pull a miracle out here, that would be huge for Method.
Yeah, because that's going to reset that money on the CLG side once again, and there's the flashbang up to the top. That's not going to blind Justin, so they're going to have a relatively decent peak going on here. You can see Tarek, he's looking for the push in through the smoke, but Ellie sneaks by. Unfortunately, Cutler is savvy to it and takes him down, so that will be a 15th round now for CLG, as they are on match point. But Method, I mean, even if Method lose this matchup, you got to give them credit where credit's due. That 9-6 T-side half, Davey stepping in, doing a sensational job. He's 24-19 right now, so he's only +5 on the match, but so is JDM on the other side. So the frags from both sides relatively even. It's just that CLG on their Terror side are winning these battles in more of a definitive fashion. But Method, with a stand-in, doing a sensational job against one of the top teams in North America. I give them props.
Yeah, and it's just that thing. Well, I mean, once you switch over to the CT side, not only, oh, look at Davey pushing through the smoke. He gets caught by Tarek. Tarek's not going to fall for that one. Opening kill goes his way. More aggression over towards B. This time, Method and Toy and Silent aren't going to find any resistance whatsoever, and Toy's going to slow flank just a bit. But CLG has slowed things down. It looks like JDM wants to appear. They've got to be careful. Toy's running the corner right now. They're going to hit into this A bomb site. Any resistance is going to allow Toy to be hugely effective. But this A bomb site is under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, as all 5 members of CLG barrel on in, FNS is going to find first blood onto Ellie. Silent answers back, but Justin goes down, and it's all on Toy in a 4v1. He's going to get peeked out by JDM. He wins that battle, but he's got a lot more work ahead of him, and that pop flash is going to hurt the retinas just a little bit. He's still trying to find something. Haste picks up the off now, and we'll see whether or not he can land any shots as he is over by the truck side. Smoke grenade, though, so he's going to be able to cordon off that truck area. Flashbang comes out from Cutler. They're going to try to spam the smoke. He's going to win the battle against FNS, swinging out, so he's isolating these 1v1s, and he's doing it relatively well so far, but that bomb is too far ticked. He doesn't have nearly enough time, and they set up the crossfire. So 16-11 is going to be your final score in this one. CLG do manage to take this, but again, like I said, definitely kudos to Method for stepping up in a big way, losing this one 16-11, but they did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, that T side was really, I mean, the way the second half went, because you never really felt like Method was going to string rounds together. So, I mean, it seemed like a really good first half out of them, which it was, but like, I almost feel like that was more of like just a bad defense from CLG. I think they just played a little bit poorly, and I mean, there were so many rounds that Method had an opportunity in that second half to get a hold on the match, you know, in terms of the economy. We saw so many times CLG just come to the brink of being completely broke with one last buy in their pocket, and they win that round pretty cleanly, and it just builds back up. So Method probably let that one slip out of their fingers just a little bit, but it was a good recovery from CLG in that second half. That's a match, I mean, that was a match that CLG needed to win. They were sitting down at the 5th seed before that. They're staying at the 5th seed, but they're 4-1 now instead of 3-1. So, I mean, they have one of the better winning percentages in the league as they catch up on matches played, but still, enemies right above them at 5-4. Then there's Team Liquid at 5-1, Cloud9 5-1. So basically, they're right in line with those two guys.
All right, so that's going to do it for our third match of the evening. We've got one more to bring you guys tonight, and that should be coming up very, very soon. That's going to be Luminosity facing off against...
This is Warden. I've been talking to him a bunch recently because he's moved into this full-time coaching role for the Complexity lineup. So he's in the server. He's calling strats for them both sides of the map, and he said he's loving it right now. So that's been a big change for them, is now they no longer... I mean, Valens doesn't have to call anything. You know, all he has to do is worry about fragging because Warden's taking care of all that.
Yeah, we've actually seen Valens in the past couple of weeks really step his game up and do a bit of heavy fragging, so it's a nice thing to see. But Complexity is going to be able to take that knife round, so we'll see what side they favor, because you still consider this map to be T-sided. We'll see if they decide to start off on T-side or if they're just going to stick to the CT side. And we'll have to see. It looks like they are just going to stay on CT side, so... And in your eyes, the less favorable side, I still think that this is a pretty even map across the board. 9-6, 8-7 could go either way.
Oh, yeah. I never said it wasn't even. I just said it has more of a terrace lean to it.
Okay. All right, man. I'm not here to argue with you, Moses. I'm here to spread the love, brother.
Just saying.
It's cool. Just saying. Roka with the Rainbow Daggers. He's going to get boosted up here in pistol round. A bold strategy to go forth in the pistol round. I like this a lot, actually, because he's going to be able to get in their face. Look at 3 LG members are all watching that, and he made a footstep, too. But he's going to peek out, and he actually drops the bomb carrier. And we've talked about Roka and his pistol work in the past, and he's going to start things off in a pretty solid fashion.
Yeah, I mean, even just astounding he gets that kill. Either way, they're going to stream out into this B bomb site. Automatic is gooshed up, and his teammates are all falling inside the bomb site, so he's feeling very lonely in the chicken coop. Even Colts falls, and Automatic's the last one to do it, but the initial kill goes the way of Roka, and then Fur just goes to work. 4 kills for him on the pistol round.
He was spinning around every which way, just popping dome skis. That was a beautiful job there from Fur. He pushed his smoke. I like that 180 that he got on the Roka at the double doors, but Fur starting off absolutely monstrous in this matchup. And 5 MAC-10s for LG in the anti-eco round. I love it.
Yeah, this is great. This is good stuff, and it's just going to be, I would assume it's just going to be full-on aggression. That decoy throws Roka off just a little bit. He's about to get swarmed. He doesn't even know it's about to come his way. He has a flashbang in his hand, just waiting for any footstep. He throws it now. He swings out, but oh, he gets the kill on the Fur. Nice adjustment, but he does get traded off immediately. And one player over at the B bomb site held him just long enough for these members of A to get up the ramp before the rotations came in. Valens is watching this the hole that you can crawl through, and the vents does get broken open, but still, MAC-10's everywhere. I mean, this armorless complexity is just about to get mowed down.
And there's one. There's two. And still looking for some more action is going to be Sanks and Automatic, who are maybe just looking to hang on to their pistols for the next round, but the 5 MAC-10 setup, and it pays off. And Cold he's got to be the top MAC-10 player in North America.
I would assume that's some kind of like a demo watch. I mean, Fallen very well known for watching a lot of demos, and they've noticed a trend of Complexity not buying armor in the second rounds, and they're just like, screw it. Like, if we don't have to worry about armored, 5.7s, if we don't have to worry about scouts, we're just going to go MAC-10s and run you guys over.
Yeah, every time you get a kill with an SMG that's not a P90 now, they need to change the sound effect for the headshots. Instead of it being like a goosh sound effect, it just needs to be like a cash drawer opening.
Yeah, either way, Fur's all the way up at 5,500 right now. I think he was the one who fell in that round, but either way,
he didn't even get a kill.
Yeah, they passed him over the MAC-10, and Cold actually picks up the 5.7, which is a little bit, I don't know why they would do that, but either way, strong pistol, and they know it's going to be a save round moving forward, so still, heavy advantage for LG. A lot of them are going to have to upgrade in these next few rounds, though. Yeah,
rightfully so, but not really expending any of that income into this round. You can see the lowest player is going to be Fallen at 2550. So I think honestly, Cold's probably staying on that 5.7 just to drop an AWP next round for Fallen. That's my synopsis of the situation. But you can see Fur already just 2 frags. He's feeling it right now, Moses. He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's having a good time. The Automatic's going to push up over towards B. There is one over watch, or no, he's actually down the drop zone. But this mid flank is coming in from Automatic and Roka, but, I mean, no one from, there's Bolt. He comes out of those halls. He just mows down Roka. Still one more there. Sanks grabs a kill over towards the B-bomb site. Automatic gets a kill on a steal. I mean, with these MAC-10s, it's not a huge deal. It's still $1,000 you have to reinvest into armor, but really stabilizing pretty well, and Sanks is eventually going to get a kill on the Cold, so there's a MAC-10 kill for him, so he's getting some money in the bank. He's up to 4,000.
He's actually in a pretty good spot. This flash just lingers a little bit too long, and Bolt is going to come around the corner and take him down. But nevertheless, that isn't a bad eco round showing from Complexity, and you can see Sanks picking up the AWP, tossing it over to Simphis. So they're going to have that firepower. And let's see what they do on the LG side. You've still got Bolts with the MAC-10, drops it for the AK, Fallen on a MAC-10. He's got 6,400. He goes for the AK as well. So it's going to be a rifle-on-rifle buy with Simphis, the lone scoped player. And he's just going to take it down middle.
Well, and Simphis last season was a beast with the op, and he's been doing really, really well with it this season also. I mean, he was the top fragger last season because of his play with the AWP, so he's transitioned into the sniper role pretty well. But right now, he's just going to fall off. He smokes off those mid doors. They don't feel a lot of pressure, so he has no issue isolating Roka here and rotating over. But coming down dropper, a couple members from LG, 4 members above drop. They haven't committed to it quite yet, but they're flashing Fern to clear things out for him. Now that they have drop, the question is, where do they go? Because Complexity has complete control of the B platform.
Yeah, but that's the big thing, too, is you've also got Simphis that's playing inside of that door at the A bomb site, just watching for these players to filter out from drop. And now it looks like they are going to be going for that hit onto the B bomb site, and you can see Sanks, he's already lined up and ready for it. Fallen's going to be able to burn one alive on the backside of the platform. And now the peek comes out. They double peek, one from Chicken Coop, one from close. And that's going to be Valence to actually fall. So the trade's going in favor of LG to start off this first gun round in Cold. He's just playing this lurk roll over by drop. He's going to throw the smoke out. The bomb plan is going to come in, and it's going to be a man advantage on the retake. And Simphis, he has yet to do anything with the op, and this is going to be a field day for Cold. He's going to find the first one, drops a Molotov as well, and Simphis right around that corner. It does land the shot onto Cold, but he's still got a long ways to go, and with Fallen being so close, he's going to be able to take him down, and he doesn't even opt to go for the AWP.
Yeah, that just tells me that LG, their tactics for this map, they want to be very, very aggressive, very mobile. If Fallen's not picking it up on the T side, maybe he just doesn't like it on the T side. It's just not how they really want to play. So actually, that round, I was about to bring it up. You touched on it. Is Simphis didn't shoot a bullet with that AWP until it was a 2-on-3 with the bomb planted, and he just kind of shot a guessing bullet through smoke. So that's a big investment to have 0 impact on the round. And Luminosity's now up 4-0. And they're going to be very aggressive over towards this B bomb site. They switched it up. Valence, he pop flashes drop, but he can't find anything. And they're already inside the bomb site. So the bomb's going to be coming, and the stack's over at A. So this is a free plant, basically a free round for LG.
That smoke that Fallen threw at the beginning of the round, all the way from T-spawn, landed right outside of the statue in that B bomb site. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if I could ever line that one up again, but He threw it all the way just barely outside of T-spawn on the left-hand side by where the big tree is there behind the boulders. Just lined it up towards the sky and threw it right over the wall, and it just landed right next to where the tree is to block off any players that are playing from the rock in that B-bomb site and any players that are playing from the drop side. And by the time that smoke blooms, they're already down through that B hallway, so it just blooms right when they're jumping into the site and just cordons off that area. That was a beautiful smoke from Fallen.
You are all about that.
It was great. I mean, I followed it. I was actually stuck on that smoke the entire time because I wanted to see where it was going.
Just admiring the smoke, baby.
I was miring, man. I was miring hard.
I'm going to get stuck on this smoke, and I don't even care.
I didn't. It was an eco round.
Semphasis is back up to that AWP. The rest of them have full kits, basically. They got 3 Molotovs as well, so they can slow down some of this very mobile, very aggressive play LG's been breaking out. But they've got to start stabilizing. Down 0-5 right now. Very, very slim. Although 4 players over. This is very fast down drop. Valens gets 1, but he can't do anything after that. They're not committed to this B bomb site, but a 1-for-1 trade. Steel's getting into a little bit of a battle over towards mid. It's just Roka isolated here. And already one member of LG is halfway up these A halls, so he's going to start feeling some pressure pretty soon.
And I really like the AWP play now. They've gone a little bit more mobile. They put Symphus over in the B-bomb site, but again, he has yet to rattle off his shot with that AWP. You know, we talked about it before. This heavy investment, you got to be able to utilize it. You got to be able to find these kills, and for it to come down to a situation where your team's only got a man advantage, even if they hit into that A-bomb site, you can see Roka. He's playing this one smart, actually. He's going to be able to flank him out. He spots the backside of that player over there by the long halls at A. But I don't think he's going to get there in time, and Fallen's going to capitalize on automatic. So it's a 3-on-3 retake into this A-bomb site, and again, Symphus caught with his pants down in the B-bomb site with that AWP. He hasn't been effective with it just yet. So I think I might like to see him pick up a rifle.
Yeah, the question is how fast are they going to notice Roka's on the flank, and they trade him off. That's crucial. Now they have a shot into this round 2-on-2. That AWP still hasn't fired a bullet. Really difficult to manage on retakes, and what is Symphus going to do? He does nothing. He gets dropped by Fallen. Steel wins that round. Great situational to win for Luminosity with Roka flanking. And Complexity coming out flat here. They're down 0-6.
Yeah, and again, it's like we touched on. There it is, the AWP coming out again for Symphus. 3 Mag 7s. Maybe a little bit of aggression on drop from the CT side of Complexity. I'd like to see it. I think that they could maybe capitalize on those Mag 7s at close range, but they're going to put the AWP in Symphus' hands again. I don't like this call. He's fired 1 bullet from an AWP 2 different times and has gotten nothing out of it.
Well, if these Mag 7s can do some work up close, it'll give the AWP a chance to get some long-range kills, maybe spread out this attack on Luminosity. Either way, Semphasis gets boosted up. Luminosity is a team with some solid executions. I would expect them to Molotov this position out. Once the smoke clears, 1 actually dies in the smoke. 1 gets thrown out over towards the awning there, but Semphasis still sticking around, and he finds 1, jumps up on the bench, gets bolts. Gets gooshed a little bit, but he's staying aggressive. He's staying up on this. He's going to take a pop flash from his teammates right in the face. Can't peek with it, but still. A lot of pressure over towards this B platform from Luminosity. Semphasis is going to have more of a chance.
Nope. Cold just completely destroys him with a nice headshot from the AK, and that's another player that's really scary when he's playing well. Automatic goes and picks up the AWP. He's a capable AWP player himself. And he's going to fall all the way back towards the A-bomb site, actually. And there it is. Valens jumping up, going to find Fur. That push is coming in towards the B-bomb site, and they've left Sanks all by his lonesome.
Yeah, he's close up with that Mag 7, but he gets blinded. Now he's forced back, and he actually tries. He comes back, he stays close, he gets a kill, gets a second one. Nicely done from Sanks, jumping, trying to get a 3rd kill. But he's going to have to reload, but his teammates are not here to cover for him, so Fallen in a really tough spot. It's going to be the AWP that finally cleans it up. Complexity get their first round, trade out some of those shotguns for AK-47s. Good round from Complexity on a very, very sketchy buy.
And sketchy isn't even the half of it. 3 Mag 7s going into a gun round against a full AK onslaught. Now we see Fallen actually picking up the AWP for Luminosity, so maybe he was just going, all right, I'm going to rifle until we lose a round. Now that they've lost it, he's going to have the AWP. He's got plenty of money in the bank as he's sitting at 1950, so... But this is actually going to get a little scary for LG, though, to be honest with you. And Symphus getting aggressive in A-halls pays for it with his life. Flashbang already through the smoke. That's going to be bolts. He doesn't spot the feet of automatic, but there it is. He lines it up and does manage to take him down. So 2-man swing already in this round for LG.
Yeah, and that's brutal. Right back at the good nade from Valens brings down bolts, but throwing some smokes and some flashbangs over. Cold's going to see what he can find. They're not committed quite yet, even though Sank's playing up close. He's going to have to come up huge, and he does spray down Cold. Was not prepared for that kind of aggression. They're coming down drop. They're going to pinch onto this B bomb site. Sanks has got to do some work. He Molotovs off the choke point to give himself some time. But LG just jumps right through it. They get the trade they needed. But now everyone's rotating over. Roka with a nice no-scope on the Furry gives himself a chance. Steel trying to get this bomb planted. Takes down Valens. That's going to give him some space to work with, but down to a one-on-one with 45 seconds left.
Yeah, and he's still got a lot of time, and he's actually going to push up here in this smoke, and he might be able to catch Roka off guard. Roka is watching for this, so he's actually going to back off here. So this is a tough spot. Oh, he makes a footstep as well. Steel lined up on it, and Steel takes him down. That's going to reset the economy again for Complexity, and they're going to be on pistols.
Yeah, that's brutal. And this just goes back straight into that Mirage match that Luminosity played on, is they're not letting teams string rounds together. And this is the scary part. You can look at it. LG's right back on the money making mode. They get 3 MAC-10s this time, 2 AK-47s. And this is 5 unarmored Complexity players are just going to be, just money in the bank.
Hypothetically, it should be. And again, it's going to be a fast strategy towards the B bomb site. You can see they're leading the way with that MAC-10 on the back of Bolts. He's just going to go ahead and drop a smoke and a flashbang out. He's not going to push behind this. Now they know that they've got that lethal MAC-10. So, and there it is, Fur through drop. Going to find the opening pick. That's going to be the first man down in Valens. And now a lot of Molotovs coming out through the smoke. Simphis trades back, though. Cold is down. But that is only one of the MAC-10s, an automatic. He's going to get knocked down to 9 HP. So, not a great start to the round here from Complexity, but look at this flank coming out from Roka. He's all the way over by the Dragon Room, coming in towards the B main. And Sanks with a couple of nice Desert Eagle shots and giving up his position as Roka. He does manage to take down Steel, so this is a winnable round now here. Bolt's in a 1v2. He does have the AK. But a MAC-10 in the hands of Simphis, who's pushing up close on the wall. He gets found. It's taken down, 33 HP versus 76 HP, but unarmored versus armored. And the bomb is going to get planted, so scary round now. But Complexity, they could steal one away. Oh my goodness. Even closer now. Very, very close round. And there it is, Roka coming up clutch with that pistol play and that big flank. So nice job from him. He's going to get the defuse, and Complexity going to get their second round on a eco round, no armor buy.
Yeah, I mean, this time the MAC-10s just weren't able to get aggressive. They weren't able to stream into those bomb sites. They got stopped cold by Complexity, and no more aggression out of them, so they couldn't really mow down the way that we saw them in the other anti-ecos. And actually, the economy looks pretty bad for Luminosity, but they do have Steel with 10,000, so he's going to be able to drop so many guns over to his teammates. So it's going to be another buy, but Complexity on the verge of breaking the economy of Luminosity here. That could get him right back into this half.
It could. But we'll see whether or not they can actually execute it here against another full gun round of the Luminosity side. 2 Galils, but they go for the full nade kits over the firepower, so it's still a very, very healthy buy from LG. Now a money reset again right here would be a complete... I mean, this would be really, really difficult for them to come back from. And look at these nades! Oh my god! 8 combined health for Simphis and Valens after 2 nades. That's just a horrible start.
I mean, kudos to them for even staying on this boost. I would be getting the hell out of there at the moment. But Simphis with the op, I mean, it doesn't matter if he's got 1 HP or 7 HP or 100 HP. That one shot with the AWP, Ferg gets caught off guard by it, and he falls.
And he's got to be thinking, what the hell are they still doing here at this point? Wondering whether or not they did a late boost or what they decided to do. But that bomb still favoring towards the B bomb site. It's on the back of Steel. He's trying to make his way through this smoke. They're all clumped up, but they're going to send 3 members, maybe 4 members actually down through drop. Nice Molotov around the corner is going to burn a little bit of health off of Cold. So he's down to 12 HP. So this round is anybody's ball game at this point.
Yeah, the big X factor right now is Fallen, who's kind of pushed up all the way in these A halls, and he hasn't been spotted quite yet. Roka doesn't know he's there. Valens has 1 HP, and he's the one who's going to have to get into the battle with him eventually. But with only 1 health, yeah, this angle might be good for him, but he looks away at the wrong moment. He comes into the bomb site completely backwards. Now he knows he's getting pinched, but he's so scared to commit to that bomb or that fight. So now Roka, he's on the ramp, and he's got a lot of work to do. Simphis chimes in with the op, brings it down to a 4-on-2. Sanks kills off Cold, and bomb at least does get planted, but Bolts has a lot of work to do, and he's tucked right into this crawl space. But he's surrounded. And now he's found. And now he's dead.
Well played. So Complexity going to pick up their 3rd round, and they're trying to stabilize that economy. Double scope setup on the CT side. I'm not really sure I'm a big fan of this right here. But Simphis finally finding his stride with that AWP. He's going to pick up 3 frags in that round. So and finally finding his mojo. And he got all 3 of those kills with 7 HP, so kudos to him. Big balls for going for those peaks and finding those kills.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the thing. We didn't see Luminosity broken on Mirage. Now they finally have been. They do pick up some armor, a bunch of utility, and then some upgraded pistols. We saw how dangerous this was on Mirage. Can they do the same thing on Kabul? Because that would be miraculous, and that would get them, you know, if they can pull out this round, especially with 2 ops. I mean, if they get into this bomb site, Automatic coming from A is going to have a limited effect. Sempus, if he gets smoked out and blinded, he's going to have limited effect. So a lot is going to be put onto Sanks here, who's playing over at the statue. Him and Valens are going to have to come up huge for his team. Because they actually have 2 ops now in this bomb site as this attack streams in.
Oh, Steel. Positional awareness. He gets himself through the smoke. Not able to get the no-scope off in time. But that bomb is going to get planted. Pushing through the smoke is going to be Automatic. It's a nice flick onto Fallen. I actually saw that from third person. That was a nice shot. And Nade comes out, rocks Bolt's world, and that's going to be cold in a 1 versus many situation. Missing the first shot is Automatic. Walls him with a second. And there you go. Roka finishes him off. The defuse comes out in Complexity. It looked like it could have been scary there at the beginning, but nevertheless, it is going to be a 4th round on the board for him.
Yeah, smart play when that execution come in. They know they have 2 ops, and they just say, all right, we're going to play this passively. We're not going to try and push through this wall of smokes. Just let him get the bomb plant. Don't give up the round. And we'll win after all the smoke's clear. That's exactly what they did. So, nice management by Complexity there on the defense. Up to 4 rounds on their CT half, so it looked grim when they were down, 7-1, but they've run 3 straight. Now, 3 defuses as well. I mean, that's also a big thing to notice, is that, there's a lot of money coming in for LG on these plants.
Yeah, and that's really the biggest part of this right now, is that even when their economy is down, they're doing everything in their power to get that economy back up. I mean, you saw the 3 MAC-10 buy and ended up losing the round, but here you go. Automatic going to get very aggressive. Fur manages to find one over by drop as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And Roka, he actually pushes long A, so he knows that the hit is completely over, isolated in this B bomb state, so they're going to rotate as much firepower as they can, but Simphis finds one as Fur finds his second. And now Fur coming from behind. Simphis, nice shot. Automatic with the AWP. He's going to be able to find Fallen, and he takes down Steel as well. So Complexity decisively take their 5th round.
Yeah, and the big difference in this turn of events here, where Complexity has won 4 straight, is brought it up a couple times at the beginning of this half, is the ops on the Complexity side weren't doing anything for the first 6-7 rounds of this half, and now throughout this win streak, we just saw all 5 kills go the way of Oppers. So I mean, now finally all this investment into these sniper rifles it's yielding results for Complexity, and they're back to winning. So 4 rounds straight for them. It's a good half now with 5.
Yeah, and really that's the thing. They were in such a dire money situation early on in this half. It looked like it could have been an 11-4, 12-3 style half. And now they're on the verge of cracking this one open and maybe taking an 8-7 lead into the second half of this matchup. So not a bad recoveries thus far for Complexity, but you can see Bolts, he's just going to be harassing over here at B. But look at this. The bomb has worked its way in through drop, and they're just going to get a free plant in A. What the hell kind of defense was that at B? Nobody watching drop at all. They have to be so passive because of that double scope setup that they just yielded the entire drop zone, and just the B split to A just works perfect.
Yeah, well, at least it gets in the plant, unless something crazy happens from one of these Tech 9s, which is entirely possible. They've got 3 members left in the bomb site. 2 of them stream out. They combine to kill Roka, but that exposes them to Sempus, and Fur gets 2. So down to a 2-on-3, but not enough health left on Fur and Cold to really take any kind of a battle. So the defuse is going to happen. But you're right. I mean, free plant. Not a huge issue, because this money bonus is building up as they've lost these rounds. They're now at a full money bonus. So the plant, I mean, they're going to be buying next round anyways. That $800 isn't going to be too much, because they would have been able to get whatever they wanted. But still, that is a lot of bodies to devote towards an A push, aggression down mid, and in those halls, that drop is just completely exposed like that. If that had been a gun round, that would have been a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And the other side of it, too, is, you saw Fallen. He started off this matchup at 7-1 when he was rifling. Since he's picked up the AWP, he's gone 2-6 for the remainder of this half. So, not exactly the late half play that he's looking for. And, ooh, Fur takes a little bit of molly damage there, but they're going to boost up, and Automatic's going to hit that shot. And Simphis, again, these ops now finally waking up. Like we talked about a couple of rounds ago, Simphis and Automatic have been doing work late in this half. You can see Sank's still the top fragger at 14-8, but Automatic 10-7, Simphis 10-11. They're really bringing this one back now for Complexity, and you can see it full force as they've won 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, just such a tough spot for LG to be in. Starting a lot of these rounds off hugely disadvantageous situations. They're down 3 players now. Roka finds one, but before a minute and 15 even chimes on the clock, they're down in a 5-on-3. So it's all down to Sempus and Automatic starting to nail these shots down, locking down these bomb sites. And look at the 2 remaining players from LG. I mean, they can't even group up to try and go for any kills to try and commit to a bomb site. They have to just do individual plays. Steel gets one over at the A, and he falls back with it. That splits the defense to do a 2-on-2 situation, but still, 35 seconds left. They've got to pick up the bomb and commit somewhere. Steel's got to get another kill. He's not sure there's one right on the other side of this wall. He might actually hear Sempus. Sempus is the one who's not aware of it, so he gets picked off. Steel making some plays right now, and Connector is smoked off, so actually this could be an avenue into the bomb site, and if Valence gets taken out, this could be a very scary round for Complexity all of a sudden.
They're going to get that bomb plant over in that A bomb site, and now Steel playing a very advantageous position here underneath of where that heaven spot is. You can see if they even go for the dropout, he's going to be on the prowl. They double peak. Beautiful job from Complexity, able to solidify that 7th round now. So 7-7 is going to be your scoreline. Complexity really making a rout of this late in the first half, and that's not going to do well for the economy for the LG side. They should be able to muster some sort of a buy out of this, but Complexity looking really good to take an advantage into the second half.
Yeah, it'll be a full buy with the losing bonus in that bomb plant. I mean, you have to look at this too. 5 of the last 6 rounds have been the bomb plant for Luminosity. Now, some of those rounds have been half buys, and they haven't all been just complete ecos or full buys, but they've put themselves in some good spots to win out these rounds. They haven't been able to do it. And now Roka, he says, you guys are having all the fun with the sniper rifle. I'm going to pick up the auto sniper. He's bringing that over towards the B bomb. So he's been playing A this whole time, but Luminosity switched things up. 4 members over towards long A halls.
And Symphus here in mid trying to peek up over top of the smoke. Actually spots one in mid. Legs fallen. Takes him down to 16 points of health to start off this last round of the first half. But it's just going to be a brawl over here in this A bomb site. And you can see Symphus playing very deep, back by himself. He's going to be looking for anybody to step a toe into his territory in that A bomb site. And that's where 4 out of the 5 members of the LG squad are. Molotov around the corner. That's a good molly. That should hold him back for a little while, as well as that flash going around. And there it is, Automatic with the peek. He's going to be able to find 2, 3. Symphus going to be able to chime in with 1, and this round is over. Complexity going to take the lead into the second half, 8-7, unless Bolts has some Brazilian magic in him.
I mean, this is unbelievable, this turn of events that's happened in this half. 7-1 at one point for Luminosity. And the Complexity wins the half 8-7. So 7 straight for Complexity, and that's beautifully done. And now, I'm the one who believes it's a T-sided map, and all of a sudden Complexity has the advantage in their T-side, so that's looking good for them. And we've kind of seen this all season. Complexity, for whatever reason, has started out slow in a bunch of matches. They've made a couple comebacks, but also, they've won a lot of close matches in overtime. And this is a team that's kind of starting now, figure out how to make these adjustments in the mid half. Maybe that's Warden's influence as a coach and a caller. But this is a team that's kind of learning how to win, and they're not giving up in any of these matchups.
No, not at all. And again, like you said, Complexity, what a recovery in that first round. I mean, they got that double up setup, and ever since then it was just frag central everywhere that they went. Symphus started to light things up. Sanks very, very solid anchoring that B-bomb site almost every single time that they came over in his avenue. And Roka, again, a couple of clutch plays in that eco round that they stole away from Luminosity definitely bodes well for them moving forward in that half. So again, we'll see whether or not they can capitalize. It's all going to come down to this pistol round. Who's going to take this momentum on their second half?
Yeah, and that's the thing. LG's going to have a really, really solid defense, and it might come down to, are we going to see that switch Fallen going full-time opera on the CT half? Does he feel like he can do some damage on the defense with it? Because we saw what it wreaked for Complexity when they finally started going. It was just that's kind of the impetus for how they kind of strung those 7 rounds together in a row. Is so much damage done by the AWPs early on in some of these rounds that Luminosity could never get a foothold.
And on the other side of that as well, you saw the double scope setup come out from both Symphus and Automatic. Are we going to see a double scope setup come out from the Luminosity side? Because obviously Cold is a very capable AWPer himself. So I'm anxious to see how they're going to decide to play this. Or is Fallen, could shy away from the scoped rifle altogether. They had better success when Fallen was on a rifle versus a scoped rifle in that first half to begin with. Their first 6 rounds came with Fallen not opping.
Yeah, And it was just, yeah, I'm so astounded that Complexity is able to win just 7 rounds straight after that start to the half. So, I mean, just very impressive stuff out of them. And, you know, we mentioned earlier in the evening, they're actually the #1 team in the league right now. Much like some of the other teams, they've played the most matches. They've played 9 matches. They're 6-3 in first place. Cloud9 and Team Liquid are both at 5-1. They've only played 6, so they have some matches to catch up on. I would imagine that they're going to catapult over Complexity very soon. But then we also mentioned Luminosity down at 3-2. They're also, you know, 3 matches below what Complexity's played, but you know, they need to win all of them. They need to start catching up in these standings as they're playing these makeup matches.
And it starts tonight. If they can go 2-0 on the evening, that's going to put them in a pretty solid position moving forward in this season. But there's a big but on the board, and that's going to be Complexity standing in their way with the 1-round advantage moving into this second half. So 8-7 your scoreline. Complexity now on the T side. Roka, Automatic, Valence, Sanks, and Symphus facing off against the LGCT side of Cold, Fallen, Fur, Steel, and Bolts. And we'll see who's going to take that advantage into this second half. Who's going to be able to pick up this pistol round and roll with a little bit of momentum? Complexity thinks it's them. They're going to go for a slow strategy in towards B as the flashbangs rain out. The smoke's also coming in. And it's just going to be a retake here from the CT side. Look at how disjointed they are in this B-bomb site. Complexity's a little bit confused as to why it's so open. And there you go, Symphus draws first blood. Coming in from behind, though, is going to be Steel. They thought maybe there was going to be one in that smoke and chicken coops, but nobody's home.
No kit on the side of Luminosity right now, so they're going to have to hurry this retake up as they come streaming through drop, streaming through the door. There's Steel. He does pick one up off the dead body. He was on the ground. So nice shot from Steel. That's Roka down in the bomb site, all of a sudden looking a little bit more promising. All these Complexity members are completely spread apart. The decoy goes into the chicken coop and he gets that kill, and this defuse can be stuck. It's only Automatic to protect against it, and he's trying to wheel around, but Steel's not dying quite yet. 1 second left on the defuse, and he's going to get it. Oh, what a round from Luminosity. Sanks comes in with the knife at the end because he's out of bullets, but what a magical round from Luminosity on that retake.
That was intense. That was incredibly intense. I mean, they had opportunities abound there on the Complexity side to kill that diffuser and win that round, and they just couldn't get him. Great body blocking going out from the Luminosity side as well to prevent him from falling. So, great job from Luminosity. They're going to be able to run with a little bit of momentum here into this second half, but Complexity around that they should not have lost. Free bomb play in the B bomb site. And just lose it on the defense.
That was one of the weirder pistol rounds I've seen recently.
Agreed.
But either way, look at this buy-up from Luminosity. They've been in full farm mode this entire game, basically. Ump on Bolts, MP7 on Cold, Mag 7 on Fallen, Auto Shotty on Fur. I don't think I've ever seen a round where all 5 members had a different gun.
Yeah, the unanimous Mag 10 decision in the first half was pretty hilarious, but it is just going to push in towards A.
There was that round that just occurred.
There you go. The flashbang over the top actually blinds Steel, but he's going to get clairvoyance and drops the bomb carrier, but here comes Automatic. Going to be able to find 1 and 2. There's finally the UMP chimes in. That's going to be Bolts picking off the last 2. Cold was able to find Automatic as well, but a little bit of damage being done. They do salvage the M4, though, so not a big loss as far as the money game is concerned. Luminosity looking to pick up well, there's another Mag 7 on Fallen. He's going to go heavy investment. He's only got $500 left, and this is a buy out of Complexity, so that first round plant going to pay off for him here as they're trying to stop the route early in this one.
Well, we saw that triple shotgun buy from Complexity, and that was the round that really started their...
Oh, it swung the whole thing.
That's the round that really started their winning streak, which is actually, I don't think I noticed that at the time, but thinking back on it, pretty crazy. And yeah, this is going to be a tough one for them to stop. So you can see the shotguns, you know, Fur over towards drop with the auto, followed on top of the boxes over towards B platform with the Mag 7, trying to get close range with them. But Bolts is the one with the Zump who's going to be under a lot of pressure. All 5 members for Complexity over towards this A bomb site. And when they hit, I mean, these SMGs got to do some work. Steel has the M4. He's going to nade down into connector, but here it comes. Bolts is blind. He does get some shots off, but he does a little bit of damage, but he falls basically for free. And now Steel's in a really tough spot. He can't even get back under cover. He's picked off, and they might have to save.
Yeah, unless this auto shotgun can do some work, he's going to spot Automatic over here by the doors. He's going to find a little damage onto Roka, but Symphus and Roka just annihilate him through the doors. And now Cold, he's going to get a little bit of a saving grace here, able to pick off Automatic, but it's still a 4-on-2 retake with a Mag 7 and an M4. Highly unlikely.
Yeah, there's nothing that... I mean, Fallen can't do anything. He's just got to fall back. So Cold's just trying to take some guns out of their hands. And, I mean, those rebuys into shotguns kind of decimated the economy here. I mean, Fallen and Cold will be okay, but the rest of them... I expect this would be another buy because Fur and Bolts should be able to pick up a Famas or it might be Fur and Steel on some pistols or a Scout maybe. And I would expect Luminosity to buy out in this next round.
Well, we'll see if your premonitions are correct. If you've got that ESP, as they like to talk about.
Yeah, this is going to be a buy for sure.
There you go. The prophet has spoken.
But I mean, it's another. This is 3 rounds in a row now where Luminosity, with these shotguns, this isn't going to be a great buy. Complexity managed it perfectly that last round. So once again, 2 shotguns on the board for LG. They've got to be able to do some work close up before these bomb sites get taken.
And we'll have to see that. Complexity evening things back up onto a 9-9 scoreline. Looks like they were going to get a little bit aggressive over here towards the B-bomb site, but Automatic getting boosted up, falling on top of the box. So they're looking for that early damage, but they're not going to find anything just yet. They left the bomb back in the B halls. 3 players over here by the long A hallways, actually 1 down and towards mid. So they're going to try to do a little bit of harassing here, but this force buy from LG, it's not a bad buy. You can see they do have a handful of grenades to work with. But the bomb going to get picked up and probably work towards B here.
Yeah, the big thing is both the rifles are over at this A bomb site, and pretty much everyone's out of a smoke. It's only Cold over towards B with the Molotov, so he's got to time this really well when this execute comes in. Can't throw it into his smoke. He hears some footsteps, and I'm surprised that they haven't started cheating on a rotate whatsoever, but this is going to be all on Fallen. Can he do damage with this Mag 7 up on top of the platform?
Well, my answer is no. He gets fully blinded. Nice pop flash from Automatic. The trade is there, though. Cold's going to find that one. Now they got to be wary of this push coming around from drop side, and Steel just gets annihilated. Sank's going to find Cold, and this bomb site's been cracked. But there it is, Bolts. He's going to be able to find one. He's going to get spotted out, though. He is playing from behind Rock, so tough spot for him to be in, and he's going to fall first. He's going to be able to find one. It's a 2v1 with 14 seconds left, so they got to get in and get that bomb plant, and they have yet to do that. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. They're going for a boost. 8 seconds, 7. But the boost pays off. And Sanks is able to find Fur, takes him down. 10-9 now for Complexity. For the second time in this matchup, they have the lead.
Yeah, that was a nice boost because that was not expected whatsoever, and both of those Complexity members were at pretty low HP, so that was some battles that could have been won in that 1-on-2. Unfortunately, it goes Complexity's way. They've won the last 2, and finally they break the economy completely for LG. No one's able to save a gun. The shotguns aren't able to come out whatsoever. That actually might be a good thing that Luminosity can't buy shotguns, because these buys early on in this half have been pretty weak. So they're going to be able to save up. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they're going to have a big decision in the next round. Do they want to force up, or are they just going to save one more, try and get some ops out, try and get full utilities?
All right. Obviously, the nade's going out. Cold's going to be able to find one with that CZ-75. That's Simphus down and out, but Sanks is there to return, and Sanks is having himself a pretty solid matchup with 19 and 10. Still trying to harass over here by drop. But they're already working their way in, and you can see Automatic's going to come under fire. Steel's going to win that with the silent USP, so basically a freebie. And there it is, Bolts as well. So it's a man advantage now here for the, wow, the dinks coming out from that silent USB. Steel just refuses to die. Finally goes down, but he dinks him again. The shots. Fur 1, Fur 2. 10-10, Luminosity, Steel and Eco.
Steel wins that round for them, just playing inside that bomb site, staying alive. Not only that, but the damage that was done. He gets 1 kill, and he dinks both of those remaining players down to 30 HP. So what a brilliant round for Luminosity to win when they needed it most. And not only have they won an Eco, but now, I mean, they got, a free AK-47 out of it. They have all the money. They didn't have to spend money to win that round. So you can see that. I mean, they have the op and Fallen finally. They have 4 M4s, or 3 M4s behind it with that AK-47 on Fur. So this is looking like this is a chance for them to reset the economy completely of Complexity, who's bought out, but their money is so low. But it's going to be a B-rush. Cold's got to do some work, not able to do it.
So again, we're going to be seeing this push come in as we're stuck on a smoke. I've been informed by our producer, and Steel lighting him up. He's continuing that dominance, that headshotting that he was doing in the last round. He's going to be able to find some more damage this round with 3 big frags, and some people like to call him a bot. I like to think that he's a bit of a god.
Yeah, quickly just down to Automatic. So nice round from Steel. 3 kills. He's been a hero these past 2. Bolts gets taken out over in the chicken coop, but Automatic down to 17 HP. Doesn't even need to get taken out by an op, but Fallen chimes in for a kill in the round. 11-10, and now Complexity is going to be on the save round.
Everybody, put a little golf clap in chat there for Prius, our beautiful cameraman tonight, getting stuck on smokes. We love you, buddy.
Everyone makes that mistake.
We do. I used to do it all the time. It's just a visual bug from being in GoTV. It doesn't actually do it if you're live connected into the server spectating. But unfortunately, it does do it in GoTV. So sorry about that, guys. You missed a little bit of action in that round, but we're just going to go ahead and pick it up in the 7th round of the second half with Luminosity regaining the lead. So this one has been back and forth, but Complexity's money has been reset. So they're going to be on a save here. And this is a great opportunity for Luminosity to build up some economy and extend their lead a little bit.
First playing very, very aggressive out towards these long A hills, knowing it's Nico. That nade comes out, but looks like Semphis got out just in time, only down to 94 HP. That's going to prompt Fur to fall back. No pressure put on anywhere by Complexity. It's only Valens with the flashbang. He's over towards mid. I imagine he's going to pop flash into this connector for teammates to try and find some early kills here. It's Steel who's holding the angle on the other side. And this is more than likely looking like it's going to be... Actually, I thought it would be a pinch, but these two players over towards B are just playing so far back, waiting for pushes. So Complexity completely fine with just sitting back right now and waiting out these smokes.
And there's the push they were looking for. They actually spot out Cold from behind this box, back B. And look at the rotate that it actually prompts. Two players vacate the A bomb site, and this leaves Fallen by himself. And he's got an op, so he's going to have a hell of a lot of work, and he's not going to spot it in time. He's going to come under fire. They do manage to drop the bomb. Fallen does recover and is able to find that frag on Aroka. That got really scary for Fallen there for a second.
Yeah, well, he gets bailed out by Steel, who gets that first initial kill as they come up the ramp. And Steel's having himself one hell of a match as Fur ends off this eco round. He's sitting at 20-14. Fur's at 21-16. So those two together doing very, very well for Luminosity. On the other hand, it's Sanks and Automatic. And those are kind of the two, I mean, paired with Roka, I mean, Sanks and Automatic are the kind of the two young guns that were highly successful on the old Denial team before that broke up. But they've really shown that they're going to be young stars for this Complexity team. And, I mean, those are the two big players I always see performing well when Complexity pulls out a victory.
Right, and like you said in pregame, you know, with Warden calling the shots now in game for the Complexity side, you expect to see Valens step up, and he has in previous matches, but he's 6-16 right now for Complexity, so he really needs to step up if Complexity. I mean, I'm actually surprised with the score line with a frag count like that. He does have 6 assists, so he's doing a pretty good job for his team, but with a score line like that, the Complexity is even this close in this matchup. It's almost like playing a 4v5 right now because his frag count is just almost non-existent.
A lot of emphasis on this middle connector for Luminosity. Two players on the ramp. Steel, he's smoking off long A, but some players have already beaten him up, and he's actually very fortunate to get away surviving. A lot of shots come his way. He takes some damage. One has made it to the fence, but meanwhile, they've got the bomb down in the middle connector. That's huge from Luminosity. Nice aggressive play, and Bolts can get himself into a corner to kind of bail him out. And they might not know he's there, but it doesn't matter because Fallen's just cleaning things up. 2 kills for him. A third one. He swings out. He almost finds the 4th, but Steel's going to clean him up. Great defense from LG. Getting aggressive onto the ramp where the execute comes in, and a little bit of a goof for Complexity to leave the bomb all alone down there. Just basically ends the round before they can even get started.
Yeah, and I mean, Steel, just a headshot animal right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the last couple of rounds that we've seen him either get kills in or do damage in, it's been pretty much all headshots. All stemming from that silent USP round where he killed one player with a headshot, dinked 2 others, and look at his aggression. What is that, Fur? What the hell is that? He just barrels on through mid through a smoke. The anticipation for that B strategy on this eco round push is clairvoyant. Fur, huge play from him getting that early pick for LG, and now it should just be a mop-up at the B bomb site. As you can see, Cold 1 and 2 looking for a 30. He is going to get dinked. They're going to push him, and he's looking for another one. He's going to have to fall back, but Roka does manage to clean him out. Bolts is going to be there for the trade. 14-10, Luminosity in the driver's seat.
Yeah, these past 2 rounds, Luminosity's gotten aggressive at the right moment. Really, I mean, catching Complexity off guard. As soon as they want to execute onto one of these bomb sites, it's LG being the aggressors. Last round, it was them taking over that middle connector and just dropping the bomb before the long A hit could come in. This round, it's a pop flash and Cole pushing up behind a smoke and spamming some people through it. So, really nicely done by Luminosity, taking the fight to Complexity inside these choke points and getting multiple kills that way.
And again, we'll see what kind of aggression comes out here from Fur. We see him do this time and time again. We saw it on Overpass a couple of weeks ago when we saw Luminosity play. They actually lost that matchup, but Fur on the CT side, he would gather so much information, even on Mirage, even though we didn't really see it in the Mirage matchup against Conquest. On their CT side, he gathers so much information from these just absurd, aggressive plays. you just don't expect whatsoever. And that's one of the things that I love about his play style, is the fact that he will push in and just play like an animal like that. Just go for the peaks, go for it all for naught, and ends up winning those battles.
Well, speaking of animal, Fallen getting highly aggressive, finding a crack in the smoke with Molotovs burning all around him, eliminates Automatic. Now the attack is coming down drop, but Steel, the other member who's been just a beast this entire match, he grabs one more into Sync, so quickly down to a 5-on-3, but 2 members for Complexity are still down drop, so they can't just forget about it right now, and there's Fallen with the second kill. Nicely done from him. Cold's going to push in. He finds Valen's just chilling, drops him stone cold, and it's just going to be Roka who falls to Bolts. Can't do anything whatsoever. That's a clean sweep for Luminosity, up to 15-10. 5 match points for them, and Complexity, they have dropped the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, they really haven't figured out what to do here on their Seras side. I mean, it's just rough. They got 2 rounds there, and things looked kind of on the up for them. They look like they might have something, planned or figured out, but just tough stuff. And look at this. They actually throw the AWP over to Cold, who's got the spawn for B, so he's going to probably get up on back plat and go for that AWP peek. I'd actually be surprised if he didn't. Yeah, he's just going to barrel on in there. And this is good. He's going to beat everybody over in this area.
Yeah, Burr's even going to lay him over towards these long A holes, so a desperation buy, a buy they have to make. Complexity really light on utility, only 2 smokes, one on Valens, one on Sempus. They're going to try and have some success over towards mid, but Bolts is just chilling. I mean, he's playing with Steel, and these 2 guys, they're just going to wait for him to hear any kind of information in that middle connector, and then you're going to see a pop flash come out from Steel. So Bolts with low HP, I mean, if he can get some blind kills, that'd be huge, but first playing on these steps, he's got to time this very well, because you can hear footsteps, he's being surrounded, so Steel rotates over to bail him out, he gets into a fight. They're able to get 2, but they're traded off. So 3-on-3 now, but it's Bolts who's going to be the saving grace. If this bomb carrier does not check this, which he doesn't, that's the bomb down a connector one more time, but he gets traded off by Sanks. That's a good find.
This rotation already coming in, though. You can see Sanks is going to be at the top side of mid. He's going to get naded out. He's by the APC. He's going to peek out, and he actually finds Fallen. But there's Cold. 1v1. This is for all the marbles right here. Can Complexity stay alive? Automatic going to work his way in through the double doors, and right on the other side of this smoke is going to be Cold, so he switched his position up a little bit, but he doesn't realize that bomb has worked its way towards the B bomb site, but he's going to get flanked out, and this is Automatic. 1 versus 1. This is a huge play. Cold, where are you going to go? Oh, he gets his back, but he misses the shot. Goes for the repeak. 1v1, and he hits it. That's going to be it. 16-10 as LG take it. What a 1v2 clutch from Cold. And that is just going to be a massive match. Great showing from both Fur and Steel. And obviously the rest of LG, the recovery that they had, they were up 7-1, dropped 7 in a row going into that second half, and then they were just able to stabilize their economy, get things rolling, and finish them off.
Yeah, it looked very close due to that comeback in the first half, but, I mean, Luminosity just never looked back. Once they got started in the second half, it was just off from there. That 1 versus 2 clutch at the end from Cold, that shot he misses, that, free kill, that's when you're playing in a one-on-one and you're just like, oh my god, I cannot believe I just did that. But he keeps his composure. Nicely done from Cold. And really all of Luminosity is Steel and Fur with big matches tonight. Cold obviously with some big rounds. Fallen's off